recording has begun. Whenever you are ready, Captain.
Yes, please give me 1 second to recall. Okay, I died. Okay, Cue the music.
I queued it.
Captain's log, stardate 54952.8. The Hadfield is now officially docked at DS9 following the events at the Casino Palace, Maverick's Fortune. Even though we broke into the vault, all affected parties, including the Cardassian government, are staying silent. The data we received boosted the operating range Starfleet has to work with to catch the pirate leader, and the mysterious artifact known as the probability device is once again safely in our hands. We'll be spending the next month at dock, however, as I've just been informed. The long-requested updates to the hull system, which Commander Valak and Chief Joeza have been asking me about, have finally come through, and we'll be getting a large structural refit. It's nice to have some boots on the ground back on the station as the crew get to enjoy some time off on DS9. The only ones allowed on board will be the members of the senior staff, as we need to supervise the progress of the work day by day. It's not Risa, but it's close. End log.
Mm-hmm. Very well. In which case, I will make sure that I have everything as I want it on the DS9 map, because I have a DS9 map.
Nice.
Yeah, been working on it before the game.
Well, now I understand your question.
Mm-hmm. In fact, to that very point,
Ooh, theater of the mind.
Yeah, to that very point. Actually, no. I assume that at various points you all go about and enjoy your time on DS9, because as has been mentioned, the Starfleet Corps of Engineers has sort of gone into the Hadfield, and they've sort of quote unquote taken over. The senior staff can still go on and do their business and more or less do their job if they have to, but if the Corps of Engineers needs to get at something, you might be asked to leave a room for a bit.
Oh yeah. Understandable.
Because what they're doing, as it's been explained to you, Captain, they aren't so much improving the... they aren't strictly improving the hull. It's more so that they've managed to make everything else a little smaller, which frees up room for structural integrity improvements. So instead of that extra computer console, they're just going to replace it. They're going to replace it with a structural point, and that computer console will get folded into a more advanced system.
Oh, okay. So they're just
okay. We're making do with what we got. We're getting more compact. We're gonna turn into a smart car at this point.
Well, the Nova kind of was already that.
A smart car.
Yeah, the Nova was kind of already, and you all know this, the Nova class really was a Starfleet experiment in taking their most advanced technology and seeing how small they could make it.
I take it.
And fittingly, this is a continuation of that premise. And as Jacoby, you would have been also informed, the Hadfield has been tapped as the first Nova class to receive this new refit.
Oh, cool. First in something. Okay. I imagine there aren't a lot of Nova classes active, though.
There are quite a few around. Because they're a small ship, they can fulfill a lot of little niche roles. They can fill out a lot of little holes in a given fleet.
Okay.
They can do a lot.
We are the new Oberth, so
yeah, that was sort of the idea.
All right, awesome. Let's get it going.
So, I will say it is sort of towards this beginning of the time that I will let you know, Doctor. you do receive a word from the bridge at some point when Biss is on command on the bridge, because he's probably the guy that you leave in charge on the bridge during some of the off hours. And you get a call, Dr. Maselli, that there is somebody from, that there are 3 officers from the USS Kismet to see you. Their chief medical officer, their security officer, and their science officer.
Right.
And that is the events of the Kismet episode that you guested on.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So now all of the information that you learned in that episode is now available to you. If you would like to talk to the captain about that, update him.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I will ask to see the captain to explain to him what happened.
Are you meeting on Hadfield, or are you meeting
No,
on...
we'll leave off the ready room. We'll use we'll use my room, my quarters on the. I assume it has a Nito desk or something.
Yes, we'll say that your ready room is being refitted, especially as it's one of especially given that the bridge area is so close to the exterior of the ship. That's where a lot of the adjustments are being made to make that part of the ship more structurally sound. So I will find the captain's quarters. Here it is. Perfect.
Got myself Cisco's old office instead.
Have to fight Kira for that.
Then I will find the so I presume, Maselli, you tap on the quarters thing and...
Yep.
Enter.
Captain, do you have a free moment?
Yeah, please sit down. You need something to drink?
No thank you. I just had the most interesting meeting with several officers from the USS Kismet. Do you remember about a couple of months ago now when we responded to the virus on Beta Z?
Yeah, I remember. Chief Joesa got some pretty hands-on action, as did you. The chief more so.
Oh, okay. Not to bore you with the medical details, but it appears that that virus was artificially constructed, and as of now, Starfleet Medical is opening a official investigation into the creation and spread of the virus.
Man-made.
Yes.
Do we know whom it was planted by, or?
No. It seems like it's an act of bioterrorism, and we need to find the source.
Okay, but I assume you've had some contacts with Starfleet intelligence regarding this matter. At least somebody has. Any suspects?
Yes. During the war, a virus very similar to this was discussed to infect the Dominion as they occupied Beta Z. And the doctors who were on that panel to create the virus are all considered suspects. There are 19 of them?
I think it was 19.
Yeah, there are 19 of them, and all 19 are under investigation.
And Starfleet Medical's official response to this?
They've opened an investigation.
That's all. Right, so when was this meeting?
Just now, sir.
Just now?
Yeah. I wanted to tell you right away.
Well, I appreciate you for telling me. Quite a turn of events, to say the least. I suppose we'll keep it on the watch list for now, along with several other things, but it doesn't appear as if it's our our biggest problem at the time. We've
Well,
got a looming war with another faction, so to speak. So
sir, a group of radicals with the capability to create a virus on that scale could do untold damage to the Federation. It, 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 it very easily could they spread a similar virus on a planet like Vulcan and cause serious harm if we're not careful, and it seems like a
understand,
top priority
Doctor.
to track them down.
I understand where you're coming from, Doctor, but if it's in the hands of Starfleet Medical, I doubt that we can take the initiative on our own here and investigate.
No. I'm just saying we have to be vigilant.
Of course. If you notice anything during our stay here that could help the investigation, I'm giving you full authority to relay anything you find over to Starfleet Medical. I mean, it's expected of you, to say the least.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, sir.
You're more than welcome. Anything else?
That's it. What do you think of the refit?
Much needed, to say the least. The ship has been looking kind of flimsy, at least Commander Valak has been complaining always that the ship is incredibly flimsy. I'm hoping this will at least silence his complaints.
Well, if it keeps us safe and keeps space out, I think it's for the best.
It won't keep a Didarax warbird out. Almost happened to us once, but yeah, it won't keep one of those out, but we'll give it our best shot.
Right, okay.
Anything else, Doctor?
I think that's all.
Okay, well, hope we get to see you later in the bar. We can play some board games or something. Have a drink.
Yeah, maybe. See you around, and I'll
See
walk
ya.
out.
Very good.
Do we get to work on shit for this month?
Hold on a moment. Before we're not quite out of this scene yet, actually.
Oh no, is the door broken?
No, I have to find a token.
Oh.
Does anybody know how to get the character portraits to not be in the middle of the screen?
Nope.
Yes, on the options tab, the gear on the far right, there's an option to shrink or get rid of the character portraits.
Ooh, let's see.
It's called player
Oh,
character.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No problem.
And so, Captain, as you're tidying up yourself, you hear a voice. Well, it's been a hot minute now, hasn't it?
It sure has. Should I be going to the doctor? Who is this?
You met him a while ago when you were at Andon's Landing.
Ah, it's the boy again.
Uh-huh.
Right, young Brennan, what can I do for you? Why are you here?
Wait, did you just call me Grennan?
Just a joke.
No. Trust me, I'm not that twink.
I wouldn't want to let him hear you say that, but your call, bro.
It's an in-joke.
Right, how can I help you? Why are you in my quarters again?
Let's just say I'm checking in, seeing how things stand with you.
Well, what do you want me to say? It's been going. We've started a war, amongst other things. Bet you didn't expect that.
Oh no, I fully expected that.
It feels nice to have someone's confidence, you know?
Don't worry, it's nothing against you. It's just that he leans back in the chair, puts his hands behind his head, and it just says, just the direction the story's taking.
Right. You don't happen to have some advice on how to end wars, do you?
Me? No. War was never my bag. Just know that we're watching. And, for me at least, I'm very interested to see how you'll perform.
Oh, and solving the war, or the pirates, or something else I'm not aware.
Little bit of everything. Little column A, little column B.
I see. Well, was that all, kid? I'm kind of running a tight schedule here. You know, my ship's just getting repaired in the dry... Well, not repaired, but refitted in the dry dock.
I know. You know, I will say this. Just keep doing what you're doing, and if you do a good job of it, there might be a chance that the Continuum might be able to lend you a hand.
How so?
Well, I'm not really supposed to say this. And, you know, he
I
did...
don't care. You're in my room, kid. Either tell it or get out.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be watching for the next little bit, and, well, as I've mentioned to you, there are a lot of things at play. And when it all comes to a head, you and your crew are going to need to be ready. You're gonna need a lot of resources to overcome what's coming. And one of those resources just so happens to be in the hands of us Q.
I see.
But,
you
well...
still won't tell me what's going to happen.
Right, and I can't even exactly tell you what the gift is. Just know that when you've earned it, I'll let you know, and you'll get it.
I do hope it's an admiralty. I really do deserve it at this point.
And the Q just shrugs.
Well, I understand, kid. We'll see what we can do. No promises to the Continuum, though.
Right. Yeah, it tends to be how captains react to us. And he scratches his head. That's fair.
You don't have an exactly pristine record. At least one of your Qs doesn't.
Nope, I get it. And he puts up his hands. But, just remember, whether you think it or not, you got friends in your corner. And he snaps his fingers, and Q is gone.
What a strange child. Maybe he is more like Brennan than I thought.
So now we go on to the next scene. As, let me pull up the DS9 map. I do have a question for you, Jueza. At any point, do you go on to DS9?
I'm gonna stay on the ship, monitoring the upgrades and trying to stay out of the way mostly. But
and I gotta put this. I gotta put this on the map. Gotta put this on the map.
But yes, I'm staying away from the station.
Yep, that's what I thought. You don't. I assume you're not going to try to go on at any point. Well, actually, I don't think.
Unless forced.
I was gonna say, actually, you might not have much of a choice on that matter, because at some point your quarters are gonna have to be. The Corps of Engineers is gonna have to work on your quarters, and you'll have to take a bunk on the station for a couple nights.
I will go to the security office while they're doing that and sleep in a break.
Oh, God.
What? Why?
He just, misses the good old days, and since he's at DS9, he might as well reminisce.
Okay then. Captain, you said you were at some point going to go onto the station.
Yes, I mean, I will be spending most of my time in the station because I miss feeling solid ground under my feet.
Where are you gonna go to?
Well, first I'd like to, in this month, if it's possible, to work on a project. Last time I mentioned I had a project, and I'd like to work on it.
Ah, what was that project?
I wanted to write a treatise on diplomacy.
Okay. Right. All right. We can get started on that. Let me pull up your sheet. Just want to figure out what this is going to be like. Okay, so I'm going to say for starters, you need to create an outline for this treatise. And that will be a reason.
How about you make it one of those roles where I have to give you three possible solutions?
I'm gonna say no on that. What this is gonna be is there's gonna be one task to start it, and then you'll have an extended task after it.
Okay.
So this will be a reason command difficulty 3 check to start it, but I will allow you to. The ship can assist you with computers command. As you.
That will not be necessary, I think, unless I will utilize it only if I fail. But I'll give you threat to start off with.
Okay, hang on. I gotta make sure I take the right amount of threat.
12.
Yeah, no, because there's 6 of you, and then. Okay. Okay, and you said you were giving me one.
Yeah, so 13.
Okay.
Let's make sure everything is set right. Okay, I'll have I'll reroll this one.
Okay.
I don't need the ship.
Okay, yeah, you have a good start on this treatise. I mean, you have it's like you've done the outline. You've done the outline, now you just need to write it, which means that by next week I will have an extended task written up for you.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
Okay.
So you said you wanted to go to the station at some point?
Yes. I'll head over to the command center, the CSE.
Okay. Let me find your token. Oh, hang on. Blah. Token. There you go. And what are you going to inquire about at the CSE?
Well, there's got to be a terminal around here, so give me the latest and juiciest from the Federation.
Okay.
It's been a month since we've been here, so yeah.
Yep. Sure, go ahead. Give me a insight command difficulty of 2, assisted by DS9's computers command, and I have the stats for DS9.
Okay, none of my focuses apply, and I won't give you anything here, so I win.
Computers command. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. That's one of its best rolls. Damn. You gain a momentum.
Vlog, can you write that down, please?
Okay, so, yeah, number of things have happened. I believe the USS Marvel has recently launched, and is making its way towards the Tholian border to link up with the rest of the defensive fleet out there.
Okay, to which fleet does the Marvel belong to?
It's the 10th.
Yeah, okay, it's all the 10th.
Yep.
Okay, what's that little runabout there on the side of DS9?
Yes, it looks like it just returned from a trip to Bajor, because this is a few days later. Just returned from a trip to Bajor. On board are 3 crew members from the USS Kismet.
Can I pull the flight logs, check if it's been anywhere else?
Give me, presence security difficulty of 2, just to get cleared, like, to see the flight logs. Because, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. You're a Starfleet captain requisitioning flight logs from the station, but, you know, you're not...
I got it.
Yep. So, its recent flight logs was, a few days ago. It docked here at DS9, after departing from... what the hell was the starbase? I think it was...
21.
Yeah, Starbase 21. Made its way to DS9. Arrived a few days ago. Then it went to Bajor, and then it came back.
Okay. Does it have a little tab I can click on that specifies its mission on Bajor, or does it just say transport?
Shore leave.
Shore leave. Interesting. On Bajor.
Well, you would notice in your in the records of the flight log, one of the 3 people on board were one Dr. Efrix, one Lieutenant Myth, and one Lieutenant Commander Varder. And Lieutenant Commander Varder is a Bajoran.
So it could have actually been shore leave, but I see little purpose to an android visiting Bajor. To each their own, I suppose. Data like to paint. Or Data likes to paint. Oh well. I'll shut that down, and I'll send over an email or communication, just a short little video to Captain Brennan, asking if he wants to have a drink later.
I mean, Grennan isn't here.
Oh, where is he? I thought
He's still on the Kismet.
And the Kismet is...
I think it's still at Starbase 21. Or it might be en route to the next Starbase.
I was under the impression the Kismet was here.
No.
Oh, well.
No, it's the ships that you see on the DS9 map are the ships that are currently docked.
What are those ships that are docked, by the way?
Hadfield, the runabout Angie Sage,
the other two.
and it is a Bajoran freighter.
Oh, the designs weren't very familiar to me. What is that freighter carrying?
Insight Command Present Security difficulty 2 again.
Don't get it.
Nope. I mean, it's one thing to be inquiring about Starfleet personnel coming on and off of the station, but you're inquiring about a civilian transport that requires a ton more paperwork that you just don't have.
Yeah, alright. I'll say goodbye to the day shift, and I'll make my way back to my quarters now. This is my cue because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Ragun, what are you doing on Deep Space Nine?
Well, right now in Deep Space Nine, that's a good question. There are more than a few things on there that might pique his interest, I'd say. On the one hand, he's definitely got some real interesting people on board to speak with, especially in regards to folks on the forefront of new developments, such as folks what was Minefield. That was the thing I was thinking about. The Minefield. He's going to go, and now that all these shenanigans are behind us, so to speak, he's going to poke about, and he's going to see what he can find on the improvements to the Cardassian station that the Federation has made. He's a fella for reverse engineering, so what he's going to be doing is he's going to be looking at how the Federation has managed to interface their tech with the Cardassian.
Cool. Give me a Reason Engineering difficulty 2 assisted by Deep Space Nine's Computers Engineering, and I'll roll for Deep Space Nine. Oh, hot damn. You gain 2 momentum. As you now have an advantage in regards to, you have a advantage in regards to Cardassian, merged with Federation engineering.
Well, that's useful.
Hang on. I gotta find something. Give me a moment. Okay. Anything else you want to do on DS9, Rugan?
Good question. Let me try to remember. I've been watching the RCU the last little bit, so I should remember something they've got on there. I'm going to see what I can do to study that wormhole whilst I'm here.
Okay, that'll be something I'm gonna have to come back to you in a bit on.
Right.
If that's okay with you.
No issues.
Tizonin. What are you gonna do with
That's me.
What are you gonna do with your time on Deep Space Nine?
What am I going to do? I would... Let's have some fun. Let's take a visit to Quarks.
Perfect. I gotta make your... You walk into Quark's bar, and there are all of the staples of Quark's bar. The Dabo Girls, the Hollow Sweets, Morn.
Morn, gosh,
Oh,
yeah, I
God, the guy
avoid
never
Morn.
shuts up.
Yeah, just I don't want to talk to that guy, you know.
and of course, the man himself.
Do I have Latinum?
Yeah, I'm sure you do, because, I mean, all Federation officers can usually put in, like, a requisition.
I'd like to do a little gambling.
Okay. Go ahead. Give me a... I'll say... Daring Command, difficulty 2.
Let's do this. I have a question.
Yes?
Could I sneakily, like, manipulate the double table with my cybernetic implant?
Oh
no.
Oh, Jesus.
Or are there security measures in place?
That's a crime, and you shouldn't do it because it's illegal. Not
Yes,
because you can't.
that is something you would know. That is a definite crime.
But can I get away with it, though?
Oh, God, Zero's rubbing off on you.
If there's security, like, then no, I
mean,
wouldn't
yeah,
do it.
because, you're in Quark's bar. This isn't...
True.
This
But
ain't
there's
some...
also a lot of instances where Quark's been swindled on the double table because he wasn't paying attention, so I'd imagine...
That is also very true. Okay, you know what? Here's how I'll do this. If you want to give it a shot, you can give me a daring engineering difficulty of 2. I'm gonna spend 2 threat to increase the difficulty of it to 3, and it has a base complication range of 3. Just because that's a very... Okay, then I'm gonna take those 2 threat back then, because you're not even because you're not attempting the task.
Okay, just daring command then.
It'll be daring command, difficulty of also difficulty 3, and I'm spending 2 threat to artificially increase the complication range to 2.
Do I have a momentum I can use?
You do.
I would like to use that if that's okay.
Okay. Roll them.
And
I will let you succeed at cost.
I don't know. I don't like the sound of succeed at cost.
let's
Hit with
do
cork.
this.
Okay, you
Oh,
gonna
no.
succeed at cost?
Yes.
Okay, you spend a few rounds at the Dabo table. You do spin the wheel and win.
Double!
Dabo, yes. And after a couple rounds, Quark walks over to you. Said, "Well, very impressive game you're playing there, young man."
Why, thank you. Good sir.
And that is a rather impressive antenna you have there. Are you in uniform or not?
I don't see why I wouldn't be.
Okay. Said, and I must ask, are you from the USS Hadfield?
You've got a sharp eye and good ears.
Well, I'm told that they are my best feature. Anyhow, I was wondering if you could do me a small favor. There will be a little bit of latinum in it for you, of course.
And I leaning close to him and say, what you need.
Simply take this pad, and he takes out a pad that has a couple of slips of latinum on it, and deliver this to your chief of security.
Okay. I take the pad and I start walking out. Wait, how much latinum did I win at the table?
So you probably won a dozen strips.
I'll take it.
It's absolutely something saying, hey, your pal's been cheating at my tables.
Yeah. Quark got him when he was in a good mood. I gotta copy this. Copy this. GM layer. Just gotta remember that. Okay. Anyhow, so yeah, presumably at some point for you, to Zonin, you meet up with Jueza on the Hadfield.
Whew. Joyza, you there?
What's up?
I got this pad from you. It's from Quark. He also gave me a couple bucks for it. I take
Send it back.
Oh, what? What do you mean send it back?
Here, put it on the table right there for me.
Okay, and I just put the pad on the table, and then
I then take my phaser and shoot it.
oh, damn it! What the
God.
Why?
Oh
Did
my
I-
god.
Did I take a sneak peek at the pad at all? No, I didn't.
No, you did not.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Okay, just okay, and I turn around and walk out.
God. I don't know what to
Breaking the
do.
fourth wall. Well, that just screwed our plot.
I don't know what to do with this.
Get wrecked.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Love what?
No adventure for you.
Oh my god, guys.
Okay.
Well, that's about what
I'm gonna,
Joyce
okay,
will do.
okay, here's how we're gonna fix this. I'm gonna go back to Quark and be like, okay, fam, listen. He just shot the pad. Do you want to tell me what was on there?
And he rubs his nose. He says, "Look, it's not usually my business to go divulging other people's business, but well, his business was with me once. So, I'll let you
Oh,
in
this
on a little something. He once owed me a lot of latinum. Quite a lot.
How much we talking? We talking bars, bricks?
And he just leans in and he whispers a number in your ear. It is an obscene amount. It's one of those, like, they don't even tell
my
you how
God.
much it is because the comedy is in how over the top you react to it.
Just my face instantly contorts, bro.
Exactly. I have been trying to track him down for a long time, but circumstances have changed in the past week.
Oh boy.
You see, I recently learned about a rather interesting little economic practice. A little something called debt buying.
What?
You see, Joyza no longer owes me any money.
The what?
I sold his debt.
To who?
There's a Bajoran freighter docked here at the station. I sold it to their captain.
Oh boy. Okay. Can you give me the name of this freighter and captain?
Ah, yes. And give me a moment while I pull up a Bajoran name generator.
Yes, his name is Bob.
Now you gotta find one that you can pronounce.
Yahe Chulg.
Yahe?
Yeah, I'll paste it.
No way.
I'll paste. There it is in the. Hang on a second.
Now, is that first name last or last name first?
First name last.
Oh, so his name is Chulk, okay.
That's so weird.
Yeah, Bajorans do it weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I shouldn't be calling you Chief Joeza. I should be calling you Chief Kiji.
Chief Cheweezy.
Cheweezy.
We can make a combo.
So
That's
if
too
you
easy.
if you could just inform him in the change in hands, that would be great. And he just rubs his temples again, and he reaches under the desk and he pulls out another slip of latinum for your troubles.
Thank you, good sir. You're too kind. And I take it and I put it in my mouth and I walk out.
Oh, why did I give him another slip? Why would I do that? It's completely out of character for me.
All right, I'm gonna go hunt down this freighter captain. I already forgot his name. Chubby.
Yeah,
Cheesy.
Chulk.
So, in the meantime, Captain, you at some point you're back on the Hadfield. You receive word another vessel has docked.
Oh, which vessel?
The USS Snow.
It doesn't sound familiar. Computer, have we heard of them before?
It's a Starfleet medical ship.
I see.
And shortly after it docks, you get word that the captain is hailing you.
Well, whoever's at ops, put him on screen.
You see a captain on screen, a young, sort of a youngish face, a Katarian. They sort of have these weird, like, forehead bulbous things going on. They're in the
A
Alpha
Star
Quadrant.
Trek
Can
race
you-
with a weird forehead? Why, I never.
Oh my
Can you
god.
enhance the picture if you have it? Because I've never seen one of those.
Oh,
Or link me a picture. if you can.
yeah, hang on.
Well, it's not the ex-Borg, I presume.
Hang on.
Ah, those things.
Yeah. Yep. So. Yeah. So one of those. This is you, Captain Lawrence Jacoby.
Present and accounted for. Sir, how may I help you?
Hang on a sec. Yes, actually, I'm here at the order of Vice Admiral Brechtensen of Starfleet Medical.
Can't say I've... Okay, yes, how can I help you?
I've brought one of his direct subordinates from Starfleet Medical here. The Admiral wants you to have a meeting with him and your Chief Medical Officer.
Related to what, if I may ask?
I'm afraid I cannot tell you that over open channel. The Vice Admiral's subordinate will fill you in.
Very well. Set up the meeting on the station, if you will, please. I have a nice little quarter there on the station. We can have a meeting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll relay you the info.
Okay. So you go to your quarters on DS9.
Yeah.
Let me... I gotta pull in a thing onto the GM layer for a moment. And after maybe, you're there maybe 10 minutes, and your door chimes.
Doctor is with me, right?
Is she?
Doctor, you gotta be with me. We got a meeting to attend.
Yes, sir. With whom?
Someone from Starfleet Medical. They just came on a new ship called the USS Snow, just docked recently. And they requested a meeting on behalf of some Vice Admiral, so it's gonna be something important.
Oh, Vice Admiral Albrechtsen?
It was a complicated Nordic name like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he used to be my CO. Okay. I will join you as soon as I can.
Good. Okay. Enter whoever is at the door.
And you see a familiar face. Hang on a moment.
Permission to come aboard, Skipper.
You gotta be shitting me. Sam, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, get over here. I need to hug you.
Oh. How's it going, Captain?
It's been better, Doc. How you been?
Well, not too bad. Finally got my third pip.
No
But,
kidding. What does that make you? Higher ranking than me now?
No. Just still slightly below you. But it unfortunately has made me high ranking enough to get jerked back to San Francisco at Starfleet Medical. I've been hip deep in Borg research for the past couple of months.
Oh, where are my manners? Please allow me to introduce my chief of medicine. She's filled in the slot very nicely since you left. This is Dr. Teresa Maselli.
Nice to meet you, sir. And
Dr. Maselli.
Yes, I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Blackwell. The crew thinks very highly of you. I will extend a hand to shake.
That's Dr. Blackwell to you!
I'll shake her hand. Indeed, and I've heard a lot about you, Dr. Maselli. In fact, you're one of the reasons that I'm here. Your work with the Borg dialysis machine, for lack of a better name, was brilliant.
Yeah, well, the name thing we never really figured out, but I do have to say my team did an excellent job with that machine.
Well,
please, Sam, have a seat. Can I get you something to drink?
Sure. Something brown if you have it.
I'll take a water, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll get us some drinks from the replicator and set on the table. So, you're here on the orders of some vice admiral with a very complex name. What's that all about?
Vice Admiral Brechtensen.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I actually have a file for each of you. Both they say about the same thing, and Sam will take it out of his pocket or whatever and hand each one of them an isolinear data chip.
Okay, what's it about?
Well, it appears. Let's see. We think Dr. Maselli here was correct about the outbreak of Donnerig's disease on Beta Z.
Ah, the thing she said was man-made, correct?
We think so, unfortunately. The degenerative disease becoming psionically transmissible. This was something that actually came out from some doctors on Beta Z itself during the war, believe it or not.
Yeah, and I heard there were about 18 or so suspects. So I assume the list hasn't narrowed down by the time I had the conversation with Doctor here, has it?
No. And that end of the operation I'm not really briefed on. Their whole idea, of course, was to, have the disease pass itself from betazoid to betazoid until it hit a Vorta or a founder and took them out. There's Dr. Efrix was part of this effort, who's currently aboard the Kismet. Is that right, GM?
Actually, right now, she's aboard Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I saw her shuttle earlier, or well, she and two other crew members were down on Bajor for what appears to be shore leave.
Yeah, I met with her earlier. She was the one that brought this to my attention.
Well, I would be surprised if she actually had anything to do with it. For one thing, she stood against it at the time pretty vociferously, and I've worked with her before, and that just doesn't seem in her character. She has as much hatred for that kind of a viral attack and bioweapons use as every right-thinking person should. So
I would think any doctor who's sworn the Hippocratic Oath would know that, but someone had to have caved.
Well, that's what the Admiral sent me here to tell you. During the war, the plan was abandoned as being completely unethical, but it is believed now that someone took the preliminary research this group of doctors conducted back then and completed it. We don't know necessarily that any of the original idea men were involved, as it were, but somebody got a hold of their research.
I see. And this somebody, we have no idea who he or she might be.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do have one additional bit of info for you, Blackwell.
What?
Turns out the disease was started by an ancestor of the Hardman clan.
Oh my god. It's originally spread by coffee plants. We do believe, however, that just due to the type of resources that are necessary, including a species that is telepathic to begin with, whoever is doing this, we think they must be stationed on Beta Z itself.
Yeah, it would be impossible to, and this scans with you, Doc Maselli, to pull off something of this magnitude. You couldn't orchestrate that from afar. Whoever this mastermind is, they must be on Beta Z itself.
Well, Beta Z is a big planet. They could be hiding in just about any nook or cranny. When I met with Dr. Efrix, we both agreed that it was likely you would need a team of geneticists and a very state-of-the-art facility to create a disease of this type, which indicates that they're either well supplied or funded by someone else, or they have to be at least somewhat organized. You could not create this in your backyard.
I mean, are we suspecting a third party?
I don't know. That's that information may be contained in the data chips I've brought along with me, but I've told you everything they've briefed me on. Another reason that brings me here, Dr. Maselli, is Starfleet Medical wants a working model, a full version of the nanite scrubber.
I can give that to them. I have the prototype machine we used. Would you like to take that?
No, my instructions are to pass along orders from the Vice Admiral at Starfleet Medical that you are to finish the development of the machine since you came up with it in the first place and get us a full working model, and then get that to Starfleet Medical, and we'll, I suppose, if we need to, tweak the damn thing from there.
Has my doctor got a time frame to work with, or
Yeah,
is it just get it done?
This is a giving you another little R&D task to work on in your spare time.
Well, I will get on that as soon as I find the time.
Well, as I said, it's not necessarily urgent. However, interestingly, both the Beta Z disease and your scrubber have kind of oddly fallen in line with my research on Bendai syndrome and the attempting to develop re-engineer Borg nanoprobes to deal with that kind of neurological degenerative disease, which this Beta Zedian plague very much resembles.
I'd be careful about using Borg technology. It doesn't always seem to go too well, does it?
Out of character, would I be familiar with the disease he mentioned?
Yeah, I think Bendy's is a really well-known disease in Trek.
Yeah, it's what Sarek got when he was older. It's kind of like Vulcan Alzheimer's, but it affects their emotional control rather than memory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that disease is a plague. So if you manage to, if there's anything I can do to help treat it, then I will happily do so.
however, like I said, keep in mind, a lot of Vulcans might be too proud to use Borg technology to treat something, even if it's something that's a core part of their, or core problem of their physiology. Just my 2 cents.
Well, pride or not, at least we'd have some way to treat them, whereas now we have nothing. Plus, I think it might actually also work on other neurological degenerative diseases, just such as Daenerys disease. So it's worth trying, and during my deborgification of David, as we're calling him, unfortunately his memory hasn't returned yet, the nanoprobes turned out to be an essential part of the process by helping the patient to heal after what is unavoidably traumatic removal of large-scale implants.
Wait, did your de-assimilated guy not have any memory too?
Yeah. Dr. Blackwell, your patient also suffered severe memory loss?
Yes, he's a Zerillian, but his memory is beginning to come back slowly, but to this day we don't know his name. I dubbed him David aboard the expedition, and that's what I'm calling him to this day. Although, honestly, being back planet side seems to do him good, and he's not completely amnesiac. I mean, he knows how to speak and eat and do the daily tasks. Just has no memories of who he is. Leonard's taking a liking to him, however, so.
Right.
Oh, and I will inform you.
That is a weird coincidence because my patient, who has yet to be named, also suffered traumatic memory damage. this seems to be a unique case, whereas Captain Picard or the drone apparently the USS Voyager has picked up both had memories of their time in the collective.
I know Annika was, the 7 of 9 was in for most of her life, so it's not necessarily a matter of how recently or not one's been assimilated, but there's just so much we don't know about how even different clades of Borg affect those they assimilate, not to mention any variations based upon species biology or genetic code.
If we know one thing about the Borg, it's that they like to adapt. So for all we know, the memory disappearances and discrepancies could just be their way of adapting to us getting X-Borgs.
Oh, Blackwell, I have a question. As part of, the Starfleet medical, as, being so high out in Starfleet medical now and having access to the resources there, are you made aware of, any fleet findings on the Borg?
You will have to tell me that.
Okay, then I think this is something you'd probably be made aware of, especially since it's being considered for medical purposes. You also are aware that a couple months ago, I think it was more like 3 months ago now, the Hadfield encountered a Borg probe filled with assimilated tribbles. And the probe was recovered intact and is currently being kept in a a location beyond your pay grade, way beyond your pay grade, but it only crossed your desk because there were whispers of maybe the assimilated tribbles having medical applications.
I shudder to think.
Or applications for medical research.
You just see Leonard get a hold of one of those, and then I'll have an assimilated Labrador Retriever.
Well, what's next for you, Sam? You've delivered your news. Are you sticking around, or...?
I'm heading back to Earth on the next ship out. The Admiral, since this information is sensitive, wanted it delivered in person. Didn't want to risk it on open communications or even encoded ones. So, somehow, as a full commander, I've become a damned errand boy, but what are you going to do?
And you have about a day before you have to head out. The snow, which you would know this, Blackwell, is named for John Snow, the 19th century epidemiologist.
Yeah, he was the one who discovered what bacteria was, right?
Sort of.
Wasn't he famous for knowing nothing?
No,
That as well.
Wrong John Snow. So,
If you're going back to Earth, would you mind dropping off a parcel at my parents' place?
I'd be happy to, Captain.
Oh, good. Dropping by some news that I'm still alive and well. Not an admiral yet, but on the path to being one. You know, give him the shtick.
Fair enough. Although, I still think you worry too much about your parents' opinion.
My parents' opinion is their opinion, and it does all over my head. But enough about that. If you got a day free, let me know later if you want to hang out. I'm busy writing this treatise on diplomacy. However, I could spare.
You're writing a book?
Well, yes, I've just started actually. It should cover a bit of my time spent with Romulans and Romulan intrigue. I think it could be quite useful for other captains to know what the hell they're getting into if they're journeying near Romulans.
I look forward to reading it, assuming it becomes declassified.
Trust me, treatises are not something you want to read unless you really have to. It's going to be long and boring.
I'll have to loan you some of my medical journals sometime.
But like I said, if during your stay on the station you find yourself bored, hit me up and we'll hit the bar.
Sounds good. Maybe dinner this evening?
Sounds good. I'll
Alright.
reserve a spot for us, of course.
Sounds good. Captain Maselli, I'll have the Snow transmit my communications codes at Starfleet Medical. I know you've got a lot on your plate, but let me know how it goes with the nanoprobes filter.
I will definitely do that, sir. I have a lot on. The Hadfield's medical team is busy. I will put it that way, but we will fit time for this because it seems very important.
Well, and if we can do anything to help you from the Borg research team, just let me know.
At the moment, I don't think so, but if I come up with anything, I will send you a communique.
Sounds good. Captain, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
It was nice to meet you, sir.
And Blackwell will show himself out.
Mm-hmm. And we will pick back up with Tizonin walking up to Jueza again. Oh wait, no, Tizonin said you were gonna go and find that
I'm going it alone, man.
Oh God.
Jueza's story is now my story.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Or actually, hold on. Instead of going for Mr. Chubby, I want to go for I want to go see if I can meet up with the captain before he goes to Quarks.
Oh, so like.
It'll be a while from now, yeah. So we got time.
So in a little bit, yeah, you'll find him. And I presume Maselli's gone back to like sick bay or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Or hanging around the sick bay at DS9 and talking with the ultimate twink.
Oh, Captain Credden's a doctor now? Yeah, no, Miss Sally has, like, another, big task to do, so she's just going to live in the Hadfield sick bay at this point.
Okay, so yeah, Captain, at some point, Tizonin, runs up to you.
There's my favorite flight officer. What can I do for you?
Alright, so, Captain, okay. I was at Quark's, right? And I was playing Dalo, and then Quark came up to me, and he's like, hey man, listen, you played a good game. And then he gave me this pad, and told me to bring it to Jueza, and so I did. And when I gave it to Jueza, Jueza just shot the pad, which was weird, even though you could shoot shoot phasers in our ship. Anyway, so, I went back to Quark, and then Quark told me what was on the pad, and apparently Jueza had a bunch of debt, and Quark sold the debt to some weird Bajoran captain, and now I'm not sure what to do. I was gonna go see what the freighter captain wanted, but I thought I should probably come to you and see if you can make Jueza come with me, because I don't think Jueza wants to come with me.
How did he sell the debt? Did he, like, sell him into slavery? Like, what's going on here?
No, it just means that the Jueza
owes someone else now.
Yeah, Jueza owed Quark a lot of latinum, and now Jueza owes someone else a lot of latinum.
Well, okay, do you know how much he owed him?
Do you do
Lean in
the
towards the captain, whisper it in his ear.
And my eyes go wide with shock.
I love that as a running joke.
How did he manage to lose that much? What the hell?
Look, I don't know either, but I would like you to write personal order or something telling Jueza he has to accompany me to the freighter captain.
And what do you intend to do with the freighter captain?
Well, I'd like to find out what the hell's going on, but I have a feeling that this is incredibly sketch, and Jueza may need some backup if things do go south. 'Cause remember last time when you got kidnapped by Cardassians?
I do remember that.
Yeah, I don't
You
think.
know what? Take the big meaty Klingon with you as well. You might need some actual muscle to get through this.
The big meaty Klingon.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, Lieutenant Zonin.
That's you can't limit me to those restrictions, Mitch.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do a lot, but
Okay, listen.
try and clear Joyce's debt if you can. Computer, would you ring up Chief of Security Joyza?
Chief Jueza, the captain's pinging you.
Yeah, go ahead, Captain.
Chief Joyza, you are to come aboard the station and follow Lieutenant Zonin wherever he may lead you. As far as you're concerned, right now he is your commanding officer. Am I making myself clear?
Sir?
Am I making myself clear, Chief?
Aye, sir.
Good. I want to see you on the station in 15 minutes. Bring Lieutenant Rugan with you.
Aye.
Alright, and I click my comm badge. Hey, we're gone. We're going on an adventure.
And, Jueza's gonna go to the,
Way.
Sorry, you guys were talking at the same time. What'd you say, Ragon?
I said, indeed. Isn't that always the way?
And what do you say, Joyza?
Jueza's going to the armory to, get out his, rifle.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Alright, and then
Of
we'll
course
meet
he
up
is.
at the,
I'm gonna spend 2 momentum to say that the armory is currently locked due to the structural changes being applied on the Hadfield.
No, you know what? I will spend 2 threat to make that happen.
yes.
That's that is, I think, within my purview as a game master. That currently the armory is locked down. Starfleet Corps of Engineers is working in there.
Very well. But I still have my Type 2.
Yes, you do. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't take that away from you.
Alright, all of us meet up. We're at the docking ring where the Hadfield meets DS9.
Mm-hmm.
And then, are you gonna go to someone else, or should we continue on?
I actually am going to shortly go to someone else before we
Okay.
continue on. Give me a moment.
Oh, there is one thing I do before I meet you guys.
Yeah?
1 second. Let me send you a message here.
He's gonna win. That's what he's gonna do.
I would like to win.
I would like to go incognito. Put a
Winning.
mustache on myself.
You just wear one of those goofy glasses and mustaches with a big nose.
Except the nose has the Bajoran ridges on it. It's like Bajoran Earth just developed the exact same disguise.
There you go.
For some reason, that stupid eyeglasses and big nose and mustache disguise is like a common trope in every society.
We'll go like.
Of course, universal.
Yeah, even the Romulans use it as a disguise, and they're like the deception masters.
Well, if the Romulans use it.
Alright, sent you a message.
Mm-hmm. To the homeworld. Okay. Oh, alright. Give me a present security difficulty 3 roll.
Okay. Let me get this out. Switch that over. Alright. Where's my presence? There's my presence. Security. I will take the 2 momentum and 1 threat for the 2 extra dice.
Giving me a threat.
Yep. don't suppose I can use survival for this as a focus. Is that a no?
That is a no.
Okay.
That's a fail.
What was the difficulty?
It was 3.
Oh. Darn, I would have used my my value if I knew it was 3. Okay.
Okay. Trying to keep something moving, but
I'll go ahead and use the value anyways.
oh, you
I'll be
are.
lucky. Can I use Bajorans need more respect?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I will re-roll. Do I re-roll all of them, right?
You can select which ones, so you can keep
Okay,
the 2
so-
successes.
So then I will re-roll the 2 failures. Okay.
Yeah, you gain a momentum.
And then I'm gonna roll my veteran.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Oh well.
Hang on a second. I will be right back.
I ran off to GM.
Big sad. It's gonna be a fun episode.
My mic's back on. There we go. Weird. There was someone I was expecting, but I have not heard from him. That's weird. I might have to come back to you guys then. What else can I pull from? Captain, you're not going, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, then I do have a thing to do with you then.
Okay.
As, presumably at some point over the next, regardless of what happens with Jueza and Tazone and Ragan and all that, at some point you'll be on the, you'll be on station when, another ship docks.
Okay. Does the little computer in my room give me a little overlay of the docks, maybe?
Are you guys not on the... You should be on the DS9 map.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Right, I see the ship. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, does this little room that I'm in on the station, does it give me a name of all the docked ships?
Yeah, sure, you're able to pull that up easy enough. That is the USS California, Sydney-class ship. And...
Are Sydney classes like small ships, or...?
Yeah, relatively. They're about the same. I think they're the same size as the Hadfield? Maybe a size larger.
But they look uglier.
They're remember that episode where of TNG where they brought back Scotty?
Mm-hmm.
That was the ship he crashed in.
Hey.
Yeah, they look ugly.
Yeah, well, it was made for 5 seconds for one model shot of it being crashed. It wasn't the hero ship.
Yep. So, so, shortly after, you get a communication from the Sydney class, and this is something you would have actually sort of been vaguely aware of, but you didn't give it too much thought until now. There is someone from the Daystrom Institute who will be coming to the Hadfield.
Ooh.
It would appear that given that you guys are going to be the first Nova class to be given this new refit, that it would make sense for a second opinion to be had.
On my Nova class being refit.
Yeah, on like, on the refit itself, on how well the refit meshes with the previous technology.
Okay.
Whether or not the Corps of Engineers is trying to get too much done too fast and are doing a sloppy job of it, that kind of thing. And because it's very hard for a Starfleet captain to objectively tell how well their ship is being refit, and it's very hard for the ones doing the refitting to objectively tell how good a job they're doing. They're bringing in a third party.
Right, of course. I'm a lover, not an engineer.
Yeah.
What?
God damn it! Stop that. And I presume and I presume this person will come to the Hadfield directly.
Yeah, might as well come to the Hadfield directly. Commander Valak and myself will greet them.
Okay, so you and Valak go down to the... Hang on. Gotta pull you in, Valak.
You thought you were going to get away from this one, didn't you, Valak? Well, too late now.
And there is, right there in the docking, like, at the docking clamp, the airlock for the Hadfield going into Deep Space Nine is a man. Introduce yourself.
Captain, my name is Jameson Aran. You might know me as Hijack.
Do I? Okay, Commander Valak, have we heard any records of this man?
I'm a fellow at the Daystrom Institute. I am your third-party second opinion.
Ah, of course. Please, you are most welcome aboard our ship. Where do we start?
Well, I'd like to look over the new energy. It's a lot to go through. I know the Nova class pretty well. I've had some time looking at it. If you would be so kind and enact upon these specifications that I've brought, and brings out a pad. Here are a few areas that I'm not allowed to enter. Order from Starfleet.
Wait, what do you mean you're not allowed to enter? Can
I
you
have
see
criminal
that pad?
charges on my record that does not allow me to enter medical facilities or hangar base.
Oh boy. What did you do?
Oh, Captain, I've stolen more shuttles in my life than you have ever seen.
Well,
But
it's a
that's
good
not-
thing our shuttles keep missing, so we should be fine on that front. As far as
fair
I'm concerned, if you find a structural integrity failure somewhere in the medbay or any other areas you're restricted to, you're welcome to check it out under supervision, of course.
Yes.
And
As I mentioned,
yeah, I think, Iran, unless you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, as long as you're on their vessel and the captain gives you the okay, and the
I have to ask permission before I enter anywhere.
yeah,
Anywhere that is restricted.
yeah. So as long as the captain gives you his explicit permission, you should be okay.
Like I said, if you detect any anomalies somewhere where you shouldn't be, you're more than welcome to enter there.
After I check over your work, of course.
Commander Valak, would you be so kind as to show the man the electrical manifolds, whatever he needs?
Yes, sir.
And
Well, Ensign Aaron, enjoy your stay aboard my ship, short as it may be. If you need anything, I'll be on the bridge.
I'm actually not an ensign. I
oh yeah, sorry.
carry the title of specialist currently.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's not an
special.
ensign. In fact, I don't
Whatever
even
the case
think
may
he's. I don't even think he's in Starfleet uniform.
No, he's wearing one of those the same uniform that Lore wears,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
like the civilian uniform.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Or
then,
human uniform.
Mr. Aaron will refer to you.
That's good.
If you need anything, I'll be up on the bridge. So, Commander, on your best behavior, please.
You all start.
Yes, sir.
You all start heading off into the Hadfield. We are now going to pick up with another person who has been on the station for a little bit. Lieutenant Commander Varder, what are you doing?
Drinking.
Varder, are you there, buddy?
Yes, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Fantastic. It was taking a second longer to connect than I thought it was. I had a horrible snake nightmare at the bar.
Oh dear, you had a horrible nightmare at the bar.
No, the horrible snake.
The horrible snake.
Nightmare.
What is that?
The Kismet thing. The whole snake that happened.
Oh no, actually, I was wrong. I have a correction. This is all taking place after whatever happens at Bejor.
Well, either way, I had a horrible snake nightmare. I'm drinking.
Oh, okay, yes. In that case, I will spend two threat to say you hit the bottle particularly hard.
Right.
And presumably you're gonna head back to the runabout
Yeah, we'll say that.
after a particularly bad night of drinking. And through your extremely drunken haze, you're walking down a rather little used corridor because you've kind of gotten lost, and you hear yelling.
I'm guessing it's not the playful kind of, haha, kids lost yelling.
Insight security difficulty 1. Increase the complication range by 1 because you are drunk.
Here, I'm bold, have a threat. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gain 2 momentum.
Hey, thanks, new guy.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I make momentum.
Yeah. Yep. You hear? No. That is a woman. Yeah. That is a woman screaming.
Sweet, let's go.
Oh,
I
sweet.
mean, not sweet, but
Is this the O'Briens?
Oh, yeah, it could still be that. Well, either way, woman screaming, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a job, still.
And
Let's find out how quick I can sober up.
And I don't have any immediately useful. Oh wait, no, I might. Cause give me a moment. I just gotta grab them from. The Game Master's map. From Tuesday. Thank you. as you see a Bajoran woman being accosted. Come on. I have them. And I gotta get rid of their nameplates because they're just nameless. They're just nameless mooks. And 3 other Bajorans. And one of them clasped his hand over her mouth. Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Great. This sounds like a wonderful time to be intimidating. Oh no. I'm, no one's actually seen Varder from this group aside from Miss Ellie before as the fairly average-sized Bajoran that he is. He's not actually big. He will go towards them with, full on, shoulders back, head high, draw the phaser, keep it at the side, and make his eyes glow, and tell them to, if you know what's good for you, you'll back off now.
Okay. Give me a presence security difficulty. I'm gonna spend 2 threat. Difficulty of 4. You already have a base complication range of 2. I'm going to increase it to 3.
Okay. Well, I'm using my psionics, so I assume that's a focus.
Yep. Oh yeah. You're using your crazy psychic eyes.
If this fails, I've just got bone juice, so...
Oh yeah, bone juice.
Sweet. Let's figure this out. You have that much, which that's nice. Let me forget what the name of the medal is for a moment here.
Oh,
citation.
You're gonna do the one that lets you spend but not spend?
Yes.
Conspicuous gallantry.
Yep. So you get 4. Wow. That went really up and down.
That's,
I will note that those are 2 nat 20s. Your raising of complication did nothing.
Gone. And you
However, I can re-roll one of those.
And you gave me 4 threat.
Not necessarily. We can spend
momentum
to quash that one.
I mean, he gave me 4 threat in order to roll that many dice.
Okay.
And
I'm
then
not questioning that one.
and then
I also can ignore it.
Yeah, and he because he used his medal that lets him roll a number of challenge dice equal to the threat he spent, and for every effect he doesn't give it. I don't get it.
Yeah, but I'm also using my other medal to ignore the second.
So you could also spend the 2 momentum that you got from that roll because you did succeed.
Or I could use my medal.
Okay.
I dropped the
momentum. Yep. Then you gain 2 momentum. And they immediately look at you and they go, "Oh God! Oh God!" And 2 of them book it. The one who's still like grabbing onto her still has not quite noticed you.
Okay. Well, I don't need to worry about area shooting now, so I'll shoot him. Stunning, shoot him.
Okay,
clarify that.
I am going to spend 2 threat to increase your complication range to 3 again.
Okay. You really like my complication range.
Yes, I do.
You remember that Jones increased it to 5 and I still haven't complicated on him? Bolt security, you get a threat because you get a threat.
Oh, well, actually, no I don't, because this is a physical task, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is. Never mind, you don't get a threat. Actually, yes, you do, because I'm not raising my complication to 4 for that.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not just giving you a free 4 comp.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a special thing that if he's doing a physical task, he can increase his complication range in exchange for not having to give me a threat. But it acts as though he did give me a threat.
Yeah. Experimental tech, yo. There's so much going wrong with my bones, it's not funny. But yeah, bolt security, I'll aim as well, because I should. With Deadeye Marksman, that is a fantastic ability. Wow. Oh, that actually came into play that time. Okay. Reroll one of those.
And it was control security, not...
I did roll the wrong thing, but either way, it's still the same
that's
result.
3 successes, but there is a complication on the board.
We'll squash that before you make...
Deadeye lets you reroll.
Oh, shit, yes it does. Hey, look at that.
2 momentum gained.
Great, we've got a float.
Roll your damage.
Really useful in about 10 seconds. No, 5 seconds? Yes. That long. I'm re-rolling all of those misses. 5 misses? 5 dice.
Ow, ow, and ow. That's 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
Let me see what this thing has got for it. What's his stress? Okay, I'm gonna spend 2 threat to keep this guy up.
Okay.
As he takes a phaser to the chest.
Okay. Swift task him again.
Oh. You spending momentum or giving me threat?
Spending momentum.
Okay.
See, unlike you and Pend, I'm not going to say, let's see what he does.
Ow. Oh. That hurt me.
My complication range still 3?
No, it goes back down to 2.
Sweet. You have a threat, I'm aiming. I'll buy another minor to aim.
With threat or momentum?
With momentum.
Okay, so I only get 1 threat.
Wow, good thing I've got 2 rerolls.
Yeah, that just hits. Roll damage. Yeah, that downs him. Not gonna keep spending momentum to keep this guy up. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Nah, I don't think I'm him. Gonna go up to the down Bajoran, check if he was actually armed, because that makes things better.
He was. Yeah, like, I'm not even gonna make you a roll for that. This guy was armed.
Sweet, not good. Tap the comm badge. Lieutenant Commander Varder to station secure.
This is station security here.
I have an unconscious armed assailant at my location and 2 more that have run away.
Okay. And security comes to you, and they handle taking care of the downed Bajoran, and of course they ask if the young woman is okay, but she is, let's just say she is clinging to your arm hard. She is terrified.
Yeah, this is normal. Yeah. kindly ask and hope the Bajoran militia or whoever the security people that showed up brought a medic with them, and that the medic maybe has a sober pill.
Yeah. For 2 momentum, that can be the case.
Okay, sure. I showed up, but I've got very little idea of what's going on.
Oh, how embarrassing must it be for that Bajoran to just get taken out by a punk, by this drunkard.
A drunk lieutenant commander. Thank you very much. When you're that high in rank, alcohol respects it.
Say that to the captain.
Don't bring me into this.
Anyway, sobering up. I've got a Bajoran on my arm. If I've just come back from Bajor, I've got that fancy title now.
Yes, you do.
Guardian of the Celestial Temple. Great. Miss, what's your name?
Zopreya. Tahal Zopreya.
Alright. And she's a Bajoran, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Tahal. Any particular idea why these gentlemen would have attacked you?
I think they might be trying to get to my brother.
And that would be...
Hang on. I had it. That would be Zuku Zopreya. Or actually, it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's why I called her Tahal. That's the last name first.
Tahal. So it's Tahal Zuku then?
Yep. Depending which one's supposed to be the last name.
He's a Vidic. He's been making a pilgrimage of holy sites from around Bajor, and of course, Deep Space Nine was on the route. It's one of the few times he's without guards while making the pilgrimage.
He's here then?
Yes,
On
but...
the station.
And she looks down at the guy. She looks at the guy who they just attacked. But, I mean... they would never attack him directly while on Bajor. And they're probably trying to use me to get to him. It would look too suspicious if they attacked him.
Well, they can't do that now, so... Where is your brother so we can get you to him? You said he's on the station, right? Would he be at the shrine that's on the station?
Mm-hmm. She nods.
Great. Shall we take you there then?
Mm-hmm. So you guys head there, and... Spending 4 threat. The shrine is in shambles.
Well, okay, I don't even need to give a speech at this point. You call Bajoran security and they're going to be up in arms murdering everyone who touched the shrine.
Give me an insight security difficulty 2 check, just to sort of figure what happened here.
Would guerrilla warfare count as a focus for this particular case?
Yes, in this one particular case, yes it would. Probably not for the reason you're thinking.
I mean, legit, I didn't really have a reason for that, other than they tossed a room.
Yep.
and probably search for something.
Go for it.
Alright, threat again, because I'm a bold security.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
My
I think
God.
I passed.
Yeah, you did. But you gave me a threat, right?
Yeah, a threat.
Okay. So, you reason out that this damage to the shrine was not caused because of, like, the damage to the tapestries and everything, the way they're torn, indicates to you that this was not, the shrine itself was not the target. This looks like a struggle took place here.
Lieutenant Commander Varder to Station Security. There has been an attack in the temple, the station shrine. Someone has been abducted. I would recommend locking down all outgoing transports.
Understood. Putting the station on high alert. And before that happens, though, we are going to cut back to Jueza, Tizonin, and Rugan,
It's the trio.
who have made their way to this Bajoran vessel. And you are brought up to the bridge. Sitting on the bridge are there are 6 Bajorans manning various stations. Give me a moment. I've got to ignore the name. That's not actually his name. This is just me copying a token from another sheet. So, does not actually have that name. I'm just populating tokens. And one more for good measure. Jueza, give me a reason command difficulty 2 check to recall something.
Reason, command, difficulty, cut out.
Difficulty 2 to remember something.
Seeing as how we got momentum, I guess I will burn 3 of them, because reason and command are not his strong suits.
Go for it. Yeah, you're right about that.
I will let that succeed at cost.
Okay.
Okay, I will just take 2 threat. Oh man, you recognize this guy. Yahe Chulg. He was in your platoon in the militia.
And I'll kind of greet him. Well, so this is where you ended up.
It is nice to see you again, Kiji. Was not expecting you to bring your friends with you. I thought you'd be willing to meet me face to face.
It was not my idea to bring others.
He narrows his eyes at you.
My captain sometimes likes to get involved in things.
Well, I suppose in that regard we are quite alike.
So it seems.
If you would not mind, I would like you to join me. We have much to discuss. Business.
Of course. I assume you have a waiting area for my friends.
Quite. And he claps his hands, and two of the Bajorans peel off and approach to Zonin and Rugan. If you would be so kind as to join us.
Very well. Will you be all right on your own?
I think I'll be fine.
And you'll join the captain.
Me?
No, Jueza.
The captain of the ship, yeah.
Yeah, the captain of the Bajoran vessel. Okay. And he brings you off into a nifty little, it's a nifty little waiting room with a window that, because of the way it's at the front, it's facing the front of the ship, so you can actually look out over Deep Space Nine.
Ooh.
It's got to have one of those really neat shots.
I look around and I make myself at home and sit, even though he hasn't even offered. Oh, it's a nice place you got here.
Indeed, I have a very generous benefactor.
Yes, well, I mean, when you're able to profit off of Bajoran blood money, I suppose that you would.
And he gives a wry smile. Well, how do you think I was able to afford your debt?
Yes.
Now, let's get down to business.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few small jobs that I would require your help with, and should you assist me with them, we will consider your debt repaid in full.
And, what, would this job be?
You are to assist us with an ongoing operation of ours. You see, we are trying to effect change in the Bajoran government.
Isn't everyone?
But you see, we want to change back to the way things used to be.
Under the rule of the Cardassians?
No, before that.
Funny. It seemed like that was a profitable time for you.
No. You see, my benefactor is looking to reinstate the Dejara.
What?
What would the just
you guys would you would know what the
Dejara
Dejara
is the caste system.
The Dejara is
Yeah.
the caste
the
system.
cast, okay.
Whatever your earring says your job is, that's what you have to do.
I see. Let me guess. You have a high caste.
Well, it's nothing to write home about, but I'll be well taken care of.
Of course you will. Now, how would I be able to affect the Bajoran government since I'm on a Starfleet vessel, usually half a quadrant or more away from here?
Well, we would have had you assist in another way, but well, things took a bit of a slight turn recently with our plans, and the door opens and in come two Bajorans dragging a beaten and bloodied Bajoran man behind him. You can tell by the robes and everything, he is a Vedic.
Oh my goodness.
And I assume he didn't want to go along with your plan.
He nods. May I introduce you to Tehal Zuku? He's been a rather vocal opponent of the
Yes, I could see why you don't like him, but I find that beating Vedek's is not the best way to get sympathy for a cause. But I guess a Cardassian might think that way.
Don't. And like the moment you say a Cardassian might think that way, the dagger's out and like right at your throat. Don't ever compare me to them.
I would immediately basically go into fight mode, and as I see the dagger coming, try to grab and disarm, maybe even break his arm.
Okay, give me a daring security opposed. I'm gonna spend a threat for the...
I assume hand-to-hand combat focus applies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, daring. There we go. Security with a focus. And I'll use 1 momentum for the extra die.
Mm-hmm. This will be a...
And, there we go.
I'll use this one. I'll use this one. Okay. I'm going to spend one as well. I am going to re-roll that 16. That is a hit. Do I have any crits? I might. I do not have any kind of hand-to-hand.
So I assume I win?
Yes, you do. I think you only gain... wait, that's... Yeah, so that's only 3 successes. You only gain 1 momentum.
Okay. Do I disarm him, or...
Yes, you could have that be the result, or you could deal damage.
I wish to disarm and basically take the knife.
Sure, yeah, you could, for 2 momentum, you can have the knife.
Okay, I will, we'll do 2 momentum, and I will take the knife.
Okay. You do a rapid disarm maneuver, and it comes back to them. Get him! And he takes a, just minor step to the side. It's not enough to constitute moving in or out of range or anything. Gonna spend a threat for that. Get him! And one of the other Bajorans drops the Vedic, pulls out his phaser, and is gonna try and fire at you. Gonna spend... Let me see. Gonna spend a threat, but it doesn't give me any kind of reroll. That is not enough, actually, as the phaser shot goes wide.
Good thing you weren't in my platoon. I would have never tolerated that.
Get energy weapons past Oros, no phasers policy.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, are the others close enough to hear the disruptor fire or the phaser fire? Or...
No. They were brought somewhere else.
Ooh, damn.
Okay. Can I use my quick to action to take the initiative?
Well, quick to action is something that only really comes into play when you're dealing with, like, other people.
Okay.
So, actually, Oh, you've already taken your action for the round, so they get to do stuff.
I thought that was my quote-unquote reaction for defending his punch.
Oh, right, yeah, because he wasn't attacking you. He was trying to intimidate you.
Ah, okay.
But you
Okay.
you reacted and turned it into a combat. So,
Okay.
um,
Do your worst.
yep. So, the other one is going to fire his phaser. He's not going to buy an extra dice this time. That misses as well.
Just like dodging. I'm doing the Matrix.
Yeah. And the captain is going to make a run for the door. Back to you.
I am going to attempt to. Can I tap my communicator and say, Kiji to anyone, this is emergency under attack on whatever vessel I'm on?
Mm-hmm. And as soon as you do that, you hear back, "This is station security. We're currently on station lockdown. Sending people to your location now."
Can I get an emergency beam out?
Is that a thing?
Well, specifically, Varder requested no beaming.
No, I didn't. I said no ships to leave.
Huh?
I didn't say no beaming. I said no ships to leave.
Oh, no ships to leave. Okay.
I mean, could you not just contact the Hadfield's transporter room?
I don't know if there's anyone
Oh, that's true. The Hadfield's currently under refit.
maintenance, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure station ops would get wind of this pretty quick, and
One could help.
So are you going to try and use your action to get beamed out?
no, I was able to basically send out my alert as a free action, or how's that? Or is that my action?
That was your action.
Okay.
Because
now, would
what-
the
because-
other two have heard my distress signal?
Yes, they would have now. But at the same time, actually no, they would not have. However, who would have? Varder.
Hi.
You get a ping from station security. There's been a disturbance on the Bajoran freighter currently docked.
You know, beam me on, Chief.
Okay. So I'll find a NPC for there. And Deep Space Nine will assist with sensor security. Great. So it'll be difficulty. Ooh, this will be actually, I think, kind of a high difficulty. Because you're beaming from not a pad to not a pad. Right?
I mean, yeah.
So, do you mind if I give myself, as Game Master, 2 threat and a momentum?
Sure.
And if this works, you can tell me specifically where on the ship you want to be. That's
Wherever the alert came from.
2, 3, 4. That's already 4. And now for DS9. With sensors engineering. DS9 doesn't help. But that still hit the task, as whoever was operating the transporters on that end manage to work their magic. Where do you want to be?
Oh, well, where the alert came from.
Okay.
So that room.
All of a sudden, hang on. Jueza, all of a sudden, there's another Bajoran standing next to you. Only this one's in Starfleet uniform. And he has Lieutenant Commander Pips.
He's also got a Bajoran phaser.
Yep.
Did he just cue in?
No, he transporter beamed in.
Oh, okay. I heard the cue
Oh.
sound effect, so I was like, oh.
That's weird. Hang on. Is that it?
There we go.
However, that was indeed your action.
Okay.
Varder. And Jueza.
Out of curiosity, the guy that I knew, is he also attacking?
No, he ran.
Is he actually out of the room?
Yeah.
The guy that I knew, or the captain ran? I thought the captain ran.
It's the same guy.
Oh, okay.
He's not visible?
No, he is not.
All right.
But you do, however, see 2 Bajorans and a very badly beaten Vedic.
Oh, you don't mind if I give the GM 2 more threat, do you guys? Just a swift task and shoot them?
Have fun.
Have
Sure.
fun? Sweet.
Okay.
Because that allows you to chase after the guy on the next turn. Yeah, so, do that. Raise my complication, because I will. Small arms, I'll...
And I will spend those 2 threat to increase the complication 1 more.
Okay. Charge area. Yeah.
Okay, that was difficulty 3. You gain a momentum. Roll damage. Oh my god.
Hi, I always do this.
And... Okay.
You're clear. Go.
He's going to move an additional zone. Yelling. And he does a thing. And actually the result of that thing is this. To Zonin, Rugan, you've been brought down to this room, and maybe about 20 seconds after you enter, the 2 Bajorans pull phasers on you.
Huh.
Welcome to the combat.
Oh, time to slap the one closest to me.
Gonna charge him?
Yep.
Okay, daring security
Do we have
opposed.
phasers on us?
Yeah, they pull phasers on you.
But do we have phasers?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, let's just shoot them then.
Okay, control security, difficulty 2. Want to take a minor action to aim?
Security. Turn off that focus.
You might want to aim.
2 dice. Yeet.
Oh, guess not.
And then 2 challenge dice.
Mm-hmm.
Pew.
I think you just did it.
Yeah, that takes this one out.
Hell yeah, brother.
And this one is going to try and charging Rugan. Or actually, no, he's going to shoot at Rugan. But he's only going to buy 2 dice. He's only going to roll 2 dice, not spending. That might hit. Yeah, that hits. That's, wait, or does it?
Who knows, man?
Hang on. Control
I have no save
security. Versus that control security. That's. I'm gonna say that misses. This wasn't one of the higher end. This wasn't one of the higher end goons.
Woohoo.
You're up, Rugan.
Alrighty then, Rugan. He is just going to do a good old-fashioned bum rush on this remaining fellow.
Oh yeah! Daring security, let's go.
But no, I think I will shoot the man. I'm not very good at that.
Okay. Control security diff 2. Want to aim?
Indeed I would, thank you. And may I use team dynamics because we're working together to defeat these people?
I'm gonna say no.
Alright, I abuse that one enough.
That hits. Roll damage.
It's as many dice as the start, right?
Hmm?
How many challenge dice is it again per thing?
You should be able to just roll the weapon.
Right, yes, that's a thing. I forgot about that. We never do combat.
If you spend a momentum, that'll be enough to take him down.
Alright, that sounds reasonable. Also, I aimed. What effect does that have on the thing?
It lets you re-roll a die. But you already hit it, so.
I did not. Yes, I already hit him. So, yeah, one momentum. I see the lock's already spent it, so he's down.
Okay, great. And then back to.
It would appear negotiations are proceeding apace.
Back to you, Jueza.
Get after him. I wish to dash after the captain.
Okay, it would take you your whole. Wait, no, you can make a dash action and see how many zones you move.
Okay, I will do that.
So that is a fitness security difficulty 0 task.
And can I use my athletics as a focus?
Absolutely.
I'll use 1 momentum for the extra die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, darn.
So you generate 3 momentum. At base, you're already going to move one zone. For each momentum you spend, you will move an additional zone.
How many zones away is he?
He is 3 zones away.
Okay, then I guess I'll use it all to catch up to him.
I mean, you move 1, so you spend 2 to catch up to him.
Okay, so I'll use the 2 and give us 1 momentum.
All right. You do get a complication, so I'm actually going to use that. And the moment he sees you, he says, "Oh, damn it! What?" And he is going to pull his phaser and fire at you.
Okay.
And this is going to be a Type 2 phaser he's using. This one, yes. I'm going to even spend a threat. Ha-ha. I don't think I even need to re-roll any of those. I think I actually get a threat back.
Okay.
And I roll how many challenge dice? Let's use this sheet to base my roller on. It's phaser type 2. Ooh, boy. Oh, buddy. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
Okay. Do I take an injury?
Yeah, you can. Well, there are a number of things you can do. You can either give me threat to stay up. You can either take a complication or spend a determination if you have one.
He does not. So I do threat.
So yeah, I'll give you some threat.
Okay, you still do take 5 stress, though.
Yep. Not a problem. I got plenty to spare.
Mm-hmm. Back to you.
Back to me.
Wait, no, actually, it's back to Varder now.
Yep, because that was him running into this.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you got up to him.
Yep.
Sweet. So what? Can I move to the doors like a miner? And can I see him from the door? Is my question.
Yeah, you're able to move one zone, and you can see it from the door.
Okay.
And that's just your movement, so that doesn't cost anything.
I've got Deadeye marksman, so I'm pretty good at shooting. Unless you really want this guy conscious.
Oh, Joyce is going after him with a knife.
Oh boy, this is going well.
That almost makes you think I should shoot for area. Don't kill anyone.
It's up to you. Up to you, Varder.
No, I won't shoot for area. I'll just shoot him if he does try to knife again. Not really. Maybe. We'll find out.
Who are you shooting?
Find out how legit I'm being. Not Joyce. I don't know the other guy's name. The captain.
Oh.
The one that's not in the Starfleet uniform. The one that doesn't make me a DM side guy that spams threat.
Actually, I did not get another threat out of that because he was firing a phaser at close range.
Right, I'm firing a phaser at long range. Naturally aiming because that happens. Not spending a threat. Spending a threat. Task roll increase. Yeah.
Okay, that hits it. Oh, that was insight security.
I apparently haven't changed, but it still hits.
Yeah, you gain 2 momentum.
Sweet. Maybe your bloodlust will end if you see he's unconscious. Or he's not unconscious. Let me reroll 5.
There you go. I actually only have to spend 1 threat to keep him up.
Oh. Oh, he's all yours.
Yeah. Back to you, Varder. Not Varder. Jueza.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yep. Seeing that he has been wounded at least, and there's another person here, I will. Can I drop the knife and still pull a phaser?
You could, although it will be with increased difficulty because you're within closer range.
Okay. Can I just drop the knife and punch him?
I'll give you there's one other thing I'll let you know you can do. It's in the security book. You can make a non-lethal attack with a knife.
Oh, okay. I will make a non-lethal attack with the knife.
Just help them.
Yeah, it just means that on a complication, on a complication, it'll actually do lethal damage.
Okay. Well, I tried. That's all I can do. Alright, so, can I still use hand-to-hand with a knife?
This is still hand-to-hand combat.
Sure.
Alright, so this will be... Is it daring?
Yeah, daring security opposed, and I'm gonna spend a threat.
Okay. I will use 1 momentum for the extra die.
And you don't get any kind of reroll, do you?
I don't don't think so, no.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 successes. I get a threat back. Fortunately, all they get to do is deal melee damage to you.
Okay.
Still a sucky amount of damage. Four stress.
4.
And I think this has knockdown, so you get knocked to the ground.
Okay.
And they're gonna try and get down on you and try to wrestle the knife back from you.
Got a little worried there when you said he's getting down on me.
No. Bad Jueza.
Oh my. Music changes.
No, so daring security opposed. I'm gonna spend a threat.
Okay, hand to hand still. Do we still have momentum, or did that go away?
Oh no, we have 1 left.
Okay, so I will use that. Of course, I get a complication.
And I
He
think
gets
that,
3, so
I don't know if that's 3. That might not be 3. Oh no, that's 3. That's absolutely 3. So all they get to do is they get the knife away from you.
okay. Well, fine, I want it anyways.
Varder, back to you.
Great, I'll move another zone. And now I think I'm at like the optimal phaser range, which is great. And he's got the knife again. Okay. Threat, not threat. Focus and shooting. Oh, look at that.
You gain a momentum. I don't think I can fight that.
Not the second time.
As the phaser, as you hear a phaser whine, Jueza, and the captain goes flying off of you and smacks their head against a bulkhead. They're like their side smoking from the phaser shot.
Then he's dead.
No, he's not dead. I was just being descriptive.
No, but
Very
you
descriptive.
no, but if you spend threat or momentum to stay up, the next time you take an injury, you die.
No. You can do that the first time if you use your determination one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's if you survive an injury in any of the other ways, it's not.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be very dead by now.
Yes. Oh yeah. So yeah, he's down.
So I will get up, kind of pissed off, go over to him, and reach down and rip his earring off of him.
Ooh. Ow. If he were conscious, that would have hurt.
I think they're just clip-ons, actually.
Are they?
Well, they were in Next Generation when what's her name?
Rolaren.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the props
But-
might be, but I think in universe they might.
I think it was because I think the actor didn't have
That's fair, yeah.
a hole in the upper.
Probably comes down to personal preference between person
Yeah.
if they don't have their ears pierced or not.
Yeah, there are probably Bajoran earrings that are piercings. It's probably a cultural style.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just because the actor didn't have the piercings necessary for her to wear.
Anyhow, yeah, you take off the earring.
Very roughly, by the way.
Yep. And yeah, there's another Starfleet officer in the corridor behind you that you don't recognize, and he just double shotted that double-shotted that Bajoran.
And I'll say, thanks, I think. Damn it, he was supposed to be mine.
Well, we can always wait till he wakes up.
Well, that's true. But I'm going to grab him, put him over my shoulder, and walk him off the ship. Unconscious.
Grab the Vedic, because that's the important one here.
Yeah.
Give
Is he
me.
still conscious, actually?
I was gonna say, give me a daring medicine difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Barter.
Is this to find out if he's conscious?
No, this is to stabilize him.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm not medically trained, so I feel like the value of the odds will not beat me. I'll beat them as applicable.
You haven't spent your determination yet?
Nope.
Awesome, that'll do.
And knowing the way things are going, I might not.
So you
So yeah, I'll just do that with my determination.
Yep.
Oh, look, I passed.
Yeah,
Let me just...
and you gain a momentum.
Damn it, I don't veteran train.
Yeah, you guys should see him some nights. He just gets these crazy veteran trains where, like,
I got it back 5 times in a row.
it was ludicrous.
And you get a spotlight for each one, right?
Nope.
No.
It just means that you can use it as a milestone for determination on any of the things you used it for in that episode.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
So it becomes the most versatile milestone you've ever got.
and to that point, Rugan to Zonin, you come running up to see Jueza with a Bajoran slung over his shoulder and another Starfleet officer Bajoran heading back into that room.
It seems that we weren't the only ones who had a tough time of things.
We finished negotiations. I think our business is concluded as I start walking off the ship.
We will cut back to the USS Hadfield with Iran looking around the ship. Probably down in main engineering, right?
Yeah, he's looking over things, going like, no. Oh, this needs to be replaced.
I don't think so.
He's messing with the Corps of Engineer guys down there.
Ah, yeah. So,
That's the idea.
Yeah, if you want, Iran, you can give me a Reason Engineering difficulty 2 check.
Alright. Does my modeling and design, reverse engineering, lead by example,
I'll let your
or
reverse
research?
reverse engineering or lead by example.
Well, no.
Yeah. I mean, they seem to know what they're doing.
That's fair. Looking good, guys.
And at some
roll on the level 3 as well.
So, as you can see, so far the refit seems to be going well. I imagine we'll be done shortly.
Cool. Keep up the good work. I'm off to the next part, I suppose. And when you see them, could you send the chief engineer my way? Would be great.
Vlok is the chief engineer.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't believe
Yes.
this. You
I
dishonored my
was under
brother.
the impression that was someone.
No.
Oh, I've been reading the wrong blog then.
Of course. What do you need at the moment, sir?
Not much. A nice cup of lapsang tea, and well, someone to supervise my work, I suppose.
Of course. We have a replicator not far. I'll get you your tea and we can continue to go over the work.
I used to serve Starfleet. I can get my own tea.
Of
Oh,
course.
please. You're welcome to accompany me.
Yes.
They go to get tea. How long have you been an engineer?
And an engineer? That's... Engineer... be about... 52 years. Starfleet, a little different.
I understand. How long have you been with Starfleet? If I may ask.
Long enough.
Usually that's the case. I've gathered. I was with Starfleet for 5 years, I think.
I see. And then,
I
is that when you had run-ins with shuttles?
No. I had run-ins with shuttles since age 6. And then I had my last run-in with the shuttle on the Kismet of maybe a year ago.
Ah,
But that's not why I resigned. I resigned due to an incident with a fellow officer who I didn't want to blow up the bridge, and then I got reprimanded for, or not reprimanded, but I got yelled at for restraining him and bringing him down to the lower decks where he could do less damage.
I see. That I understand.
Yeah. Wasn't my proudest moment, but I did what I felt was right.
Well, this ship would not be here if I did not do something somewhat similar.
Hate when it happens. I was very close to becoming the chief engineer aboard the Kismet.
Well, you never know. Perhaps one day things will change, and you will be able to.
Well, I'm only 23, so I have all the time in the world.
Of course.
Being a lecturer at the Daystrom Institute is not too bad.
Indeed. The Daystrom Institute has done some fine work.
They are still doing it. Besides being here to provide a second opinion on the refit, I'm also writing a report on how the ship is holding up and comparing it with the other Nova classes around. Yeah, more for my sake than anything else.
Oh, and
Well,
by the by, Aran, I'd like you to give me an Insight Engineering difficulty 2.
All right.
And yes, you do have a focus.
Cool.
Gotta get an eye on our mods.
That is exactly it. Yeah, you notice that there have been quite a few modifications made here. There are some of the more overt ones, like the warp core has received some tweaks. Looks like they've worked to improve their maximum warp speed, but there are also some minor little things. Like it looks like the con terminal on the bridge has been modified to specifically cater to someone with a cybernetic implant.
So, I know this comes as a weird thing, but have you seen Teb the Sonin around?
I have not for a while. Currently, most of the crew has been enjoying some downtime on DS9.
I understand.
And at the moment you say downtime on DS9, the yellow alert siren blares, indicating that something's happened on the station. And that is, that's sort of the cutoff point of that scene, so we will now move into the next scene. As things are wrapping a bit up. Captain, you are on the bridge for the first time in maybe a couple of weeks. A bit of time has passed since the events of what just happened on DS9. Another ship has arrived.
Oh, who is it this time?
This would be, it's an Intrepid class that is docked atop one of the pylons. It is an Intrepid class. USS Blackwell.
Oh, interesting. I've heard of them. Scientific ship.
Mm-hmm. And not long after they dock, Captain, you're being hailed.
Oh, it seems everyone wants to talk to me these days. Put it on screen, please.
Okay. And on screen is... hold on. There we go. And on screen... There you go. Feel free to introduce yourself. Commander?
Kind of looks up. Oh. Hello. I'm Commander Lee Fowler. She looks at this thing.
Commander Lee Fowler, nice to meet you. How can I help you? I'm Captain Lawrence Jacoby of the USS Hadfield, by the way, if you didn't know that before, but I presume you did.
Captain Jacoby, so nice to meet you. Yes, I was interested in having a look at your ship. I believe I sent you a message about...
That is correct. My apologies. It has been a couple of months since I received that request. The offer still stands. You're more than welcome to take a look at my ship if you so desire. In fact, we recently had a visitor from the Daystrom Institute to take a look at the new upgrades that we're about to receive on the structure of the ship. Did you have something else in mind, or...?
No, not really. I just wanted to kind of take a tour of the fleet and see what the other ships were doing. Not so I could take ideas and upgrade my own, of course, Uriel.
Of course. I mean, we're all in this together, so even if you did take some ideas, I wouldn't really mind. But that's more to do with the chief engineer and the con officer. They're the ones that have been doing upgrades on this baby. Right. Once you're ready, you can feel free to come aboard the ship. You are more than welcome. I'll give you the grand tour.
Thank you, Captain.
I'll cut the connection.
Okay. And presumably, she heads over to the Hadfield at some point, and you walk onto the bridge. There are still a few Starfleet Corps of Engineer people poking around, but the refit's mostly done now.
Alright, so I hope you'll forgive me, Commander, but the people that have been working here have been drilling holes in my head with these plasma drills and whatnot that they have been here. But yeah, this is the bridge. Nothing really fancy. My view screen. Over there on the left is my ready room, and we got the briefing room there. And as for the other decks, nothing much special to show, but the one thing you might be interested in is the med bay. We have quite an advanced med bay for such a small ship, often been compared to having a lot of things crammed into a can of tuna, for instance, like stuff you would normally see on stations, sort of. And our sensor array is most impressive. I'd wager quite possibly the best in the fleet.
Really nice. Very nice ship indeed. It must be annoying being stuck in dock while they do your upgrade.
Well, I'd rather have the upgrades than not have them. We've had some run-ins before with the Daradex class warbirds, where the structure of the ship has been questionable. So I'd rather have the structure of the ship not be questionable anymore when I have warbirds shooting at me.
That's fair enough. I quite understand. So, how's your crew?
Fine, mostly, I imagine. They're still on the station somehow enjoying their shore leave, but I haven't had any problems recently. We all get along in our certain level of getting along, if you know what I mean. It's complex, to say the least, but it's a system that works. Normally we have a small crew complement by one, at least, if my calculations are correct. You see, I took over this post from my old captain, who had a leave of absence and got pulled away for a desk job. And, well, since then I don't really have a first officer. My chief of engineering, Commander Valak, is my first officer. I only recently got promoted to captain. Well, it's been a couple of months, actually, but you get the drift.
Oh, Verloc's on board. How wonderful. He's an old friend of mine. I don't suppose he's knocking around anywhere.
Oh, let's see. Captain to Commander Valak, come in.
Go ahead, sir.
Commander, there's someone here who'd like to speak with you, Commander Lee Fala.
If you'd give us just a moment, I'll be right up.
By all means, Commander, finish what you have to, and then meet us up here in my red room. Well, as you see, Commander, he'll be right with us. So why don't we step into my ready room for a second? We'll get us some hot tea going, and we can wait for my commander.
Of course, sounds great.
Okay. We'll go into my ready room and wait for Valak.
I'll even pull us into the ready room. You're not there. Vala, you are there. I have to copy over another thing. I possibly have to copy over another thing, depending on where this goes. Okay. Okay, so I assume you do you want to have any kind of discussion while you wait for Valak, or you just want to wait for Valak?
Well, yeah, one thing before Valak actually comes in. What is the true purpose of your visits, Commander? I know you said you wanted to see all the famous ships of the fleet, but surely there has to be something more than that going around.
Yeah, there is a little bit more to it, certainly. I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to see the ships. I want to provide a report to the Admiralty about exactly what it is 10th Fleet are doing and how well we're doing, in all honesty. And also I find myself, I like to wander amongst different crews. You see, I used to work on a starbase before this posting, and starbases have much larger crews with more diverse command staffs and all that kind of thing. And I like to meet the different crews, kind of see how the makeups of the crews are, and then meet the captains, because of course the captains set the tones for the ships. And I find myself yeah, just kind of looking around and seeing what I can find out, sort of taking from the best, if you like.
Well, crap, had you let me know that it was inspection day, I would have prepared a much grandiose visit.
No, you needn't do anything like that. I'd rather see the ships in their natural state.
Well, the Starfleet Corps of Engineers drilling holes in my head with plasma torches is hardly a natural state that my ship is in. But, yes. I'm glad you're here at least. I don't know what sort of report you'll be making to Starfleet, but I hope everything will be fine on our end. We haven't been doing much for the past month, God knows, but here we are. I seem to think we were performing our job well, or at least better than a lot of captains in the fleet are doing, if the Admiral is to be believed. A lot of ships going rogue these days, I hear.
Yeah, that's really quite disturbing. I can't imagine a ship going rogue against Starfleet.
I'd have to file that under a serious discrepancy, and that Captain Grennan, he is a troublemaker. I've been telling it since day one.
I've heard this about him. It's fascinating. I have not had the pleasure.
Well, he recently got held up at trial, so I want to look into that and assemble something for your report. I think that's Commander Valak right there just now. Do come in, Commander.
Yes, sir.
Good, there you are. Right, I will leave you two to it. I think I have to go check on the Corps of Engineers to see if they're not messing up my baby. You two behave, okay?
I'll try, no guarantees. Good luck with the engineers.
Thank you. When you're done, seek me out. I'll be on the ship.
Okay. Captain leaves.
Commander.
Hello. She tilts her head slightly, leans back against the desk, crosses her arms under her chest, gives him a smile.
What do I owe this visit?
You don't remember me, do you?
What do I owe this visit?
She laughs a little bit. Well, I thought I'd come and see how everyone's doing. I have a vested interest in the fleet, obviously. And who better to know the ship than the engineer? How's she doing?
It's a fine ship. With the upgrades, it will be more structurally sound.
And how are you?
I am doing adequately, given the state of things in the Federation with this Tholian nuisance.
Yeah, definitely are a strange species. What kind of experiences have you had with them thus far?
Only a few minor things. Sadly, some situations had developed with, due to, let's say, our captain's knack of diplomacy.
Yes, they're not known to be very chatty, are they?
No, not really.
So, I realise it's been quite a lot of time, and we've both been very, very busy people. But surely you remember that little bit of time we spent together on Earth? San Francisco Bridge? It was many years ago. She raises an eyebrow.
Well, for him, it was many years ago. For you, it was just a couple of months.
Ah, she turns around.
I see. Yes. Well, what is it now?
I thought I would take an opportunity to introduce you to one of my subordinates.
Subordinate. She smiles. She does like a silly little one-handed wave to.
First Jensen, and now you. Why they stick me with you, I will never understand.
Because of the sterling work you did with Jensen, obviously.
Anyhow.
Besides, you need a bit of comedy and a little bit of jokiness to offset your overly serious nature.
And Yezi narrows his eyes. Anyhow, Valak, this is one of my associates. She is posted on the USS Blackwell and is taking actions to ensure that the Blackwell will be of as much assistance as possible in the coming months.
That's right.
I see. And as for the Hadfield, I take it this meeting is to help prepare us for something coming?
Indeed.
Tell me, have you noticed any... She takes a moment, takes a breath in and sort of looks towards the ceiling, then looks back over at the gentleman in yellow. Any holes in your ship? Any needs that need to be plugged?
Well, again, they're working on the ship now, but I'd say we are preparing the best we can for whatever may come.
Well, in which case, there is something that we have for you. Especially knowing what is to come.
And that would be?
And he walks forward and he hands you a small cylindrical device.
Do I have any idea what this device might be?
Give me an insight engineering check, difficulty 5.
Jesus. Okay. Better with machines than people.
Sure.
I'll also give you some threat.
Okay. I will take it.
Would I have any focuses that apply to this random device?
Temporal mechanics.
Cool. That's 5.
That is 5. This looks like... I mean, your best guess would be... it's some kind of device that could potentially focus a beam of some sort and keep it stable even in the face of temporal fluctuations or some kind of temporal anomaly. What exactly you would need to use this for, you're not sure. And Varric says, there will come a time where you will need to use this. However, you will know when the time comes. You'll have to be very careful with it, because it will only work once.
I see. I shall keep it until the time comes then.
Very good. I will leave, and he turns to Lee Fala. He says, I will leave you to finish debriefing the commander here.
Sure, no problem.
And he walks to the corner, takes out that small device he's got, presses a couple buttons, and he's gone.
Right.
What else will I need to know?
Well, now that the overbearing personality has left the room, we can talk a little bit, can't we?
Yes.
I am here to help. Specifically so. On this pad, she reaches behind her back. On her back, she's got like a little pouch. She draws out a little Starfleet pad. She hands it to him. On there you'll find a subspace code. If you ever need to get in touch with me over anything at all for advice, perhaps, or maybe a few updates on the Blackwell side of things, feel free to use the code on here. Don't give it to anyone else, and try and mask it if you can.
Understood.
So, you've been given the little MacGuffin there. Do you know what a MacGuffin is, darling?
Vlok? Oh. What was that? Something just happened?
Vlok, my boy.
Vlok?
Dead, Jim.
Oh no, the
Died.
cortisones are frozen in place.
It wasn't my fault, I killed another one.
He's Rugan.
You MacGuffined him out of existence. Well
Oh
done.
no,
Look,
Can we
if
hear you
we
now,
need
Vlok?
any-
another
Sorry,
body to hide.
Hey, we can hear
Okay.
him now.
I'm back.
Ah, good.
Yes. Sorry.
You
Sick.
were he was Rugan.
Unfortunately, I don't understand MacGuffin.
Right, think of, oh, I don't know, shiny little object that will save the universe, but if you get it wrong, everyone and everything you know is destroyed. She smiles.
Ah. A
So,
thing,
yeah,
often in the literatures and novels of Earth. Yes.
Right on. So yes, just to re-emphasize, don't lose it or sell it, and don't let anyone else get their hands on it, and I'd rather not have to have this conversation again.
Of course.
Vlok. In your equipment, put down the device.
Okay.
So, I may contact you from time to time. We'll chatter a little bit as though we've been friends for a long time, which of course we have. Wait a minute, no, you don't know that yet. Do you know that yet? Who cares? Anyway, I'll definitely be doing that. I'll send you the first message, that way you can ping yours back using that pad. I don't think anyone on the ship will be able to trace it, but try and cover it up a little bit if you could. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing each other again anyway.
Of course.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Anyway, don't let me keep you from that important engineering work on your ship.
Yes, fellow from Daystrom Institute is looking it over. I don't know about him, but yes, I've left him with someone capable for now.
Excellent, good stuff. You may want to make sure that the that your left, your port side nacelle, the structural integrity is extra strong there. Wink, wink. You may need that at some stage in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
You
presumably...
can call me Fowler, by the way.
Yes, Fala. Thank you. We shall be in touch.
Oh yes, we shall.
And presumably you'll head out of the ready room.
Yes.
To that note, we cut down to main engineering, where Iran is having a conversation with that very skilled individual.
all I'm saying is that hockey and what is it that Andorians called? Either way, it's essentially the same, but there are subtle differences. You know? Now that I look back on this conversation, I think I'm coming across a bit specious, and I apologize. I apologize. Either way, back to the engine. This warp core is amazing. I like it a lot. It's unlike the Kisbits, but you know, it has its quirks. What do you think? Oof.
To Zonin?
Yeah, sorry.
Aran was talking to you.
Oh, I'm on the ship now. Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was making a racist remark about hockey and Andorians.
Hockey and Andorians? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, Andorians have like that super hockey sport.
I'm sorry, I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's like four times as violent.
Yeah.
Compared to Canadian hockey, that is.
Yeah. Well, no, it's half as violent as Canadian hockey.
Well, that depends on the league. If it's like the upper leagues, then it's 4 times as. But if it's like junior league, then it's just twice. Half as.
God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know anything about that particular sport.
You don't have to serve me. I was only a junior grade lieutenant when I quit.
Okay.
Yeah. I love this engine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. My parents, when I was young at least, were warp field theorists, and we used to travel around testing out new warp technology, and so I took a little bit of what I learned on the road and applied it to this engine.
Aran, give me a reason engineering difficulty of 2 check. Research focus.
I don't have warp field dynamics anymore, but I have research.
Yeah, I just said research will do.
Cool. Div 2?
Yep.
Oof.
Womp. Yeah, you've never heard of them, and I'll just take that as threat. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not sure I've heard about your parents, but I've heard about you.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, I read some of the reports that come in from the Hadfield to both the Corps of Engineers and the Daystrom Institute. You write some interesting stuff.
I'm sure my father would be proud. Yes, of course. So, is there anything else you would like to know about the engine, or?
Well, I've noticed a lot of cybernetic interfacing.
Oh, yes. I point to my antenna and say, this right here, is that nifty little device that allows me to do that, interfacing.
Cool. Has this become a problem for anyone else doing engine work, or is it just like improving?
It only affects me.
All right. Cool. Well, I haven't had the misfortune yet to have to upgrade to anything like that. I've been blown up twice, and somehow rematerialized twice. I'm not sure how that has gone. First, in the Kismet laboratory, and then a few months later on board of the Victoria A.
Wow, I would definitely say you're fortunate to not have something screwed up.
Well, in the first explosion, a fellow colleague of mine, Lieutenant Farter, also wearing Operations Gold with his security. He got some interesting stuff happening to him.
Oh,
He's also
Tizonin. You've heard that name. He was the guy that was helping out Jueza. You overheard the Starfleet security folks talking. So, there you go.
Sir, down into the lower decks because you're afraid that he'll explode on deck. And I guess, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeesh.
Stuff happens.
That it does.
At the Daystrom Institute, I don't have to worry too much about having a fallback into old habits. We don't usually do that much shuttle work. I can just lecture all day and write papers.
I would definitely imagine that the life of a Daystrom professor, as it were, would be a lot more peaceful than a failed dice roll. What the hell? What? Than one as a shuttle pilot, or what have you.
Yeah, I wanted to be a shuttle pilot when I grew up. Way back when. Started messing around with shuttles at age 6, I suppose.
Wow, that's incredibly young.
Yeah, but if you're born on a starship, then you take a fascination with things, whatever you come across. And for me, that was shuttles. I got reprimanded, and I got back in a shuttle, and I got reprimanded again, and suddenly I have 47 counts of shuttle theft.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, man. I mean, Tizonin, the only person you know who has anything even remotely close to that number of counts of shuttle theft on their name would be Zero.
Oh boy. She's not even Starfleet.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend who steals shuttles too.
Cool.
She's not even Starfleet.
Does it make it not F?
And I was in Starfleet for most of it. Only the last 4, I think.
Huh.
Yeah. My parents and my grandfather are all Starfleet officers. I think my grandfather has stepped down from his captaincy. But he used to be the captain of the USS Amaterasu, an Olympia-class starship.
Olympia, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah. Shuttling medicine around the world and around the universe, and treating plagues and what have you on faraway planets. I traveled a lot as a kid.
Alright.
My mother serves on the USS Thorn, and my father serves on a ship that I don't know yet. I seem to have forgotten where my father works. I didn't talk to him in a while.
It happens.
Nobody's perfect.
He's a science officer, so he moves around a lot.
I definitely understand that life. That is exactly how I spent my childhood.
Yeah.
Oh, and Iran, it's not obvious by the token he has, but you do note Tazonan's antenna is a cybernetic.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think that was the first thing you said.
Did we? Okay. I'm sorry, I might have missed that.
It was subtle, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the papers that, or the reports that the Sono writes reference the cybernetic implant a few times.
Yeah, there are a couple minor references to them in there.
Well, if you're doing research, then you have to look into a few things, and the Hadfield having notes of cybernetic. What's the word I'm looking for?
Cybernetic
implant,
accessibility, or whatever. Yeah.
Enhancements.
It's made to work better with
adapters.
Adapters, yeah.
Although typically they don't refer to them as cybernetic enhancements, because that saying enhancement connotes a level of superiority.
The Federation is racist against transhumans. Or not transhumans, so what's the term? Against...
Transhumanism.
Yeah, it's
augmentation.
There's a very big difference between the two of those.
Yeah.
They're biased against augmentation. That's
well, I mean, after what happened with the augments...
That's an Earth problem, bro. Come on.
And a Klingon problem.
I was gonna say Klingons too.
Yeah, Klingons. That's a personal problem.
This is a very nice ship.
It's...
Yeah.
I mean...
Some more structure, but... Yeah. Otherwise it's in ship shape, so to speak.
Don't steal
I
it.
won't steal it. It's too big for me.
Too big for you. Well, alright.
Nothing larger than a runabout. Maybe a steam runner. If I have the time.
A steam runner is larger than this.
I mean, a steam runner I want. That's a different thing. Command over a steam runner. That's a test bed.
That's an interesting choice. All right then.
Would be ideal. Small crew. Some nice engine modifications and sensor modifications.
Well,
though I heard about a steam runner that blew up recently, so who knows?
Okay. Well, on that note, I'm gonna leave you to your work, and then I exit engineering.
Sure.
So, a bit more time passes, and we will actually catch up with the captain in his ready room.
Say, just before that, Iran, you do find a hidden replicator.
Does it specify what it replicates?
Inside engineering difficulty of 2.
I can give you that one for free, bro.
Hang on, let's see if he gets it. You can tell him, but this will be to see if his character figures it out.
Sure.
Transporters and replicators as a focus.
Yep, that'll work, obviously.
And I'll spend 2 threat to increase the...
Oh, man!
Oh no! You broke
He accidentally
Oh,
took off.
Oh, and because I spent 2 threat to increase the comp range, that's 2 complications.
That thing produces cotton candy, as far as you know.
Yeah, not only do you not
Hold
know
on.
what it is, but you accidentally break it.
Hold
No.
on. Hold on. I have momentum.
Oh, did you? Well-
I don't have momentum. I have milestones for this.
Oh,
Oh god.
You want to
Oh,
spin the
no.
milestone on this?
oh yeah,
I don't
you do
wanna
it.
spend my,
Or-
I
Yeah.
don't want to spend my determination yet. I have a
Okay.
milestone.
What value are you going to use?
Obviously, I read the manual.
Yes, I will totally allow that. Leave it broke. It was like that when I found it.
Someone's gonna get killed on this ship. I swear to God.
I can't wait for all of you to get court-martialed.
God. So
So
roll.
I haven't written it down, but I'd like to use a milestone that I have written.
Sure. So re-roll those two. Hey, there you go. Yeah, guys, tell them what it does.
It replicates
that-
booze.
Ooh, listen, that is my personal modified replicator. It has a fine variety of boozes, including some illegal ones.
Not synthahol, the real deal.
We're talking
Yeah.
story nail that makes you go blind.
These guys are such drunks that they replicate booze and just get wasted all the time.
Now, what if
Again-
you adjust the programming to make it replicate synthahol instead?
I mean, you guys realise you can just turn up the simple
A
option, right?
small encrypted note is being made.
No, I was gonna say there's
Oh no!
oh boy,
Oh, this is bad.
oh
This is
boy.
great.
I mean, you spent a determination on this, buddy. That's all on you.
Angry Andorian is added as a.
Hey, cool.
God damn it.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, see, I'm happy with that roll that I did.
Beautiful. Okay. So now I assume we'll
Okay,
go
now
up.
we can go to the captain.
Mm-hmm. We are almost done, I think. Just gotta pull in. Captain, there you go. It has been a long and somewhat boring past couple of months. Well, past month. But, the refit is finally done, and you're going to be departing on your next mission soon. You've received your orders. The information you retrieved from the casino is very promising. And it's figured that even after a month, the intel is still actionable.
Okay, I need specifications on where it actually leads to.
Yeah, hang on. Let me pull up the thing. Let me pull you guys to the fleet map so I can ping you where it is. Who's playing music?
I think that's coming from the game.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying who Huh?
I think it might be you, and it's
The
attached to
jukebox.
the scene.
That's not me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Whoa, we
Yeah, it could
changed
be
the
attached to
ship,
the
man.
scene, yeah.
Yeah, you're on the Kismet home scene, so that's why the Kismet music playing.
There we go.
Oh, that's why. I meant this one. Haha, whoops. They're right on top of each other, that's why.
Gotcha.
So you guys are here, DS9. You will have to travel through Cardassian space to here. Actually, sorry. I'm sorry, to here.
That's 60 light years.
Mm-hmm.
God, this sounds like a terrible idea.
Do we have diplomatic clearance to pass through
Mhm.
Cardassia?
You do. You do have
Okay.
diplomatic clearance. You're, the Cardassians are. I don't want to say they're in a subservient position. That's not the right word. But
Well, they lost the
But
war,
they're in a
so,
subservient position.
but
because
yeah,
they lost the war.
yeah.
Like German, they have to pay.
Again, was the Dominion War.
payback.
There's what, like 7 of them left?
It's gonna take 20 days at Warp 8.
It's just Garrick and transporter clones of Garrick running the entire government.
That'd be amazing.
So, to that note, it is, however, about time for you to depart. But, and it is now, by the by, we have now entered the new year. Star dates are now going to be, I think, 5/5. So it'll be like, so it's
happy
like
birthday to me, I guess.
So it's like 5500, like 2.1, something like that.
Oh, cool. I
And
was gonna say, granted, I did have one more scene if possible.
oh well, then let's do that now.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I was gonna say I was going to Quarks.
Oh yes, sure. Let me get rid of a bunch of things because there are a bunch of ships that are no longer here. You're no longer there. You're no longer there. There is a different Bajoran freighter that's here now, but it's not important. You're not there. You're not there. You're not there. You're not there. Look, you've gone to Quarks. What are you gonna do there?
Is Quark there?
Yes, he is.
I believe you are the owner of this establishment, correct?
That would be me, and he is me.
Very good. I have a possible proposition for you. Would you mind if I used your replicator a moment?
A Vulcan talking business. Well, I don't suppose there's any harm. But you break it, you buy it.
Of course. I have a program to enter in a particular drink.
Ah, well, I'm always up to try a new recipe, but if it's bad, again, you buy it.
Of course. Going to make him a custom drink.
Oh, cool. Give me, I'm gonna say Control Science, difficulty 2.
And will my replicator's focus work?
Oh, yes.
I'll give you a threat.
And I'll spend it and one more to increase the comp range by 1.
Yep. Damn, Cardassian replicator tech. There we go.
2 momentum gained. And describe the drink.
Well, first, glasses come out. Actually, seems clear with a odd tint of blue, and then there is a dropper with Knar in it. I'll take them both out. Add a few, just 2 drops to the drink. Then I'm going to light it for 10 seconds, put it out, and give it to Quark. Try this.
That's good. That's good.
Yes,
Not the best thing I've ever, not the best thing I'd ever drank, but I'll definitely add that to the menu.
Yes, obviously the hint of lime is quite nice, but well, perhaps I'll just let you see the alcoholic content. And I'll show him the recipe.
And he'll
You need to follow that to the letter. 1 ounce Saurian brandy, 1 ounce barbarian whiskey, half an ounce synthahol vodka. That's important. Half an ounce Romulan ale.
Really, not regular vodka?
1/4. No, synthahol is important. 1/4 ounce blood wine, a fourth an ounce of Vulcan brandy, 1 ounce of some soda from Earth called Sprite, 2 tula berries squeezed, and as you noticed, 2 drops of Kanara added separately. Do not do it through the replicator. Light for 10 seconds. Don't do any less or any more. Problems have occurred.
That's a little complicated, but no, I know some customers who will pay through the lobes for this.
Yes, and the effects are quite interesting. See, the taste seems to be almost a seltzer, lime seltzer, with just a hint of tula berries. But, well, perhaps some of your customers who would prefer to try something a little tastier, not as much of a bite, would enjoy it.
What do you call this?
I don't actually have a name for it. It was a complete accidental discovery.
You discovered this on accident?
Yes, a bit of a malfunction with the replicator, you see.
Ah. Well, some happy accident.
Yes. Anyway, I was wondering, if you'd like to be the one to name it and possibly buy the rights to it.
Ah, now we're talking business. Ah, yes, I suppose I could buy the rights to this lovely little drink. I'm supposing you want some credit, though.
Platinum would be nice.
Yes, I believe I can do that for you. And give me a presence command opposed to see who gets the better deal out of this.
Gonna spend that momentum.
Spend all the momentum.
And I'm spending all the threat.
Oh shit.
Yep, I was gonna say he's gonna do that now. I
Spend
don't
it all.
have anything for business. You know what? Yeah, I'll give you 1 threat and then spend 2 momentum.
Yeah, well, that's good. I can't spend that last momentum on anything, so.
A win for us, Valark.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, what was it? What command?
Presence.
Presence, gotcha. Let's see what happens.
Fortunately, he doesn't get to do any rerolls because it only works if he spends momentum.
Ooh. Does he fail?
We'll see. I have to roll. I have to roll for Quark.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I don't think I have any. I do have a focus. Oh God.
So yeah.
That complication technically I'll say means that it's and the fact that you tied means that it's neither a favorable deal for either of you. It's not like one of you is pulling a fast one on the other. But the nifty little thing is he'll be naming it, but even though he's the one naming it, your name will still appear in the recipe and on the when someone's ordering it, they will see your name as the creator of the drink.
Very good.
So you're still getting some nice latinum. You're getting latinum and good credit for this, because if Quark were to have his way, your name wouldn't appear on this at all. But you managed to finagle it into him.
Yes. I believe that'll do nicely.
Mm-hmm. And that's the last of your momentum. Well, happy trails to you. I'm gonna start making these. Oh, it's very good.
Yes, and remember, Kanar separately.
Kanar separately. Kanar separately. Takes another sip. Okay, so now we're gonna do the thing with the captain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hadfield, ready room. Okay. Captain, you're sitting there, and the Hadfield is about to leave, about to disembark after being stuck at Deep Space Nine for a month. You're receiving a communication.
Who from?
Interestingly enough, there are a couple little bits before the name. Tiger Squadron Commanding Vessel. And the following logo appears on your screen. Hang on.
Interesting. Computer. Does the name Tiger Squadron ring any bells?
Indeed, and it comes up to you as the face appears on your screen. Tiger Squadron is currently a squadron operating in the west, on the Eastern Front, around Gorn Space, and south of Gorn Space. That's where it's currently been assigned. Commanding vessel of the Tiger Squadron, USS Kismet, commanding officer Harmon Grennan.
Oh, lovely. I'll open the communique. Captain Grennan, long time.
No see.
Don't finish my sentences for me. What can I do for you, Captain?
I'm just calling to check in on you and see how you're doing. I hear that you've undergone a bit of a refit recently. Sorry I haven't reached out to you sooner since our return from Federation space, but just been put in charge of Tiger Squadron here, and I've been bogged down with paperwork for the past month.
Oh, it's fine. I heard that you had a lot of your plate, like a nice appearance at court.
Yes, including an attempt on my life.
Well, I haven't heard that much, but lots of talk about you going rogue. Should I even be talking to you, Captain?
It's fine now. I suppose you could say I'm back in the good graces of the Admiralty for the most part.
Well, the good graces of the Admiralty sometimes don't have to mean a lot. What can I do for you, Captain?
I just wanted to call to extend my thanks to you and your crew.
For what?
For the actions that you took at Andon's Landing.
Ah, you mean me almost suiciding?
Well, here or there, but at the end of the day, you captured a large number of the ringleaders of a conspiracy that spread both quadrants.
And I also killed my science officer's parents, which
you didn't kill them.
We didn't kill them.
No,
But
I fucking saved them.
Yeah.
We severely wounded them.
Yeah.
An attempt was made.
Yeah.
Look, you just gave me some work.
There was also an attempt made at one of my science officer's parents, but I suppose that's of little importance. But well,
Right. Your science officer is the son of the Rugan ambassadors.
Oh, I do wish everyone would stop referring to him as such. He is my science officer, and he is a decent person all on his own.
Oh no,
I think the crimes of his parents should be forgiven.
Well, as it stands, between their actions and the action of the Klingon general, your actions ended up providing a wealth of evidence in my case.
Oh, so I'm partly to blame for you being set free in the trial? By blame, I mean, of course, helping out.
In a sense, yes. We would have had a much larger uphill battle if those three hadn't been captured alive. The information they provided was invaluable to proving my case.
So what's Tiger Squad, Captain Grennan?
The Tiger Squadron is a. Hang on, I have the thing. I have the thing about their. We have an objective to investigate stellar and planetary phenomenon in our designated mission area. And I would like you to give me an insight command check.
Coming up.
And I'm going to spend my last threat for a third die.
I'll give you that one back.
Okay. Yeah, I can't do anything with it. Unfortunately, I don't get any kind of rerolls.
I get one reroll. Two. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that scans. And I mean, that is the objective. That is, like, there is a public mission objective for the Tiger Squadron.
Well, I would have named it something differently, but I suppose the naming process wasn't entirely up to you. Tiger Squadron seems a bit... No, never mind. But you're most welcome. The case against the Klingons, I'm glad it helped you out of your little predicament, at the very least. If you're hell-bent on showing your greatness, there's a bottle of Kanar with my name on it, and I think it's currently sitting in your ship. So, whenever you're ready.
Of course. We'll see when the next time we'll be in your area of space is. We might be pinned down here for a little bit, but you never know what'll bring us out westward.
And how are things over there? The Gorn keeping you busy?
Well, we're only just departing now. I've only just been assigned command of, the Tiger Squadron. I just finished the, tour of my ships.
And I've heard some ghastly reports coming from Romulus. Everything alright there?
It's not my purview.
Well, I do hope you're staying safe out there, Captain. Anything else I can do for you while you have me on the line?
No, that'd be all. I just want to again say that you're doing good work out there, and, well, should you need it, we'll see if we can give you any assistance we can. If we can.
It'll be a bit hard considering you're on the other end of the quadrant, but it's the thought that counts, Captain. I thank you for it.
Have a good day, Captain Jacoby.
You too, Captain Grennan. Captain Jacoby out.
And the comm cuts, and it's just the Tiger Squadron logo again.
Tiger Squadron, something a child would call his makeshift fleet at home. Oh,
Grennan. Oh, man.
The 10th Fleet named it. 10th Fleet Admiralty named the stock.
Why? It does feel like the name of like a children's cartoon. Like that's the name of the Voltrons or something.
Wing Commander.
Oh no!
No, that was the thing out of Wing Commander, wasn't it? No, it was.
I gotta throw shade where I can.
Yes, you. Yep. So,
that was the Tiger Claw. My mistake. It was the Tiger Claw in Wing Commander.
So I assume you're gonna.
Yeah.
I assume you're gonna head out onto the bridge.
Yes, please. I found the zone.
Hang on. I have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Hang on,
Oh my god, we have a
guys.
new bridge set.
I think we do.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I can.
Oh, we have
Alright.
darker.
Thunderstorm is currently
Hi, it's the
messing
one I thought.
with everything, so I may end up dying.
Alright, we're almost
As the it looks like the Starfleet Corps of Engineers has revamped the bridge.
Well, it's a bit easier on the eyes, but I prefer the old color scheme, but I assume it'll grow on me. They could have at least changed the tapestry on the chairs, goddamn Corps of Engineers. Well, they're still comfy, at least my chair is.
At least you get to
they're
sit
adequate.
down.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, Doctor. We'll see about installing a chair next time for you. We're on station.
That
As
was
for
a joke,
now,
sir.
Doctor, be my guest.
Yeah, you
thank
go
you.
on in your engineering deck. We'll be fine here, Commander. With
Yes, I just need to check over one of the nacelles to make sure we had proper.
Of course. Try not to get too hung up on the road, Commander.
Okay, sir.
Tizonin?
Taking us out.
I sent you a message.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. Alright. Captain, we've received departure clearance.
Good. Alright, take us out of here. Maximum warp.
And the Hadfield departs for its next adventure. And that is where we will end the episode. Faces, old and new.